Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to a day game as the Orioles are going to wrap up this road trip and this 4-game series against the Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. It is a sweep that the Orioles, again, are trying to avoid, and that's by Minnesota. The Twins have taken the first 3 games of this series. Last year, the Twins went 5-2 against the Orioles. They have won 10 of the last 13 that these two teams have played, and this year they're going to go at least 5 wins. They've got a chance to make it 6. Here's what's going on this season in the series head-to-head. You can see right now it is a 5-1 season series. The Oriole bats so quiet, 261 to 174. Runner in scoring position numbers, not good for the Orioles. The runs scored, they've been outscored 31 to 13 this year. They have been out-homered 10 to 5. Starter ERA nowhere close, and the bullpen ERA actually a little better, but that's come when the game's been over. Now this series, winning 3, Minnesota, their numbers again right where they've been on the season. Way over the Orioles in average. Runner in scoring position number down even a little more at 130 for the Orioles and 364 for the Twins. The Orioles have been outscored 16 to 8 in this 3-game set. Home runs are even. Starter ERA very good for the Twins, not for the Orioles. And the bullpen ERA just about even, but again, game's been over with the starters. So Jim Palmer, for the Orioles, they need to win today. 1, not to be swept, and 2, to get a win on this road trip.
Well, you're right. And, Alex Cobb, he does not like being 2-10. He's going to pitch against his former teammate down with the Rays, Jake Odorizzi, who hasn't had a great year. Everybody thought, well, what a great acquisition, but he's 3-6, Cobb 2-10. So, to me, it's a matter of pride, Gary. This team, they're 40 games under 500. The Twins aren't where they want, but they're only 10 games under 500. So, again, it's kind of meaningless unless you look in the mirror and you go, hey, we need to play better baseball. We got the Yankees coming up. We want to make a difference in the American League East. So you win today. Cobb pitched well in Philadelphia, but once again, they're getting them a little over 3 runs a game. That just doesn't work. They need to get the big hits. And I guess if you're going to look at the Oriole matchup against Odorizzi, it's, hey, he's thrown, 116 fly balls and 66 on the ground. Orioles, when they hit well, looked like that was what they're going to do yesterday. The 2-run home run by Davis, they hit the home run. So maybe that will happen. 15 home runs and 18 starts for Odorizzi this year. So the long ball, Orioles need to come up with it.
Jonathan Scope has been giving it to them, and hopefully his bat has come alive again. Here at the ballpark at Target Field in Minneapolis, it is a celebration, an appreciation of armed forces. A lot of the members on hand here, and we'll come back and show you part of that celebration. transparency. Another beautiful summer day. The Orioles have really lucked out, these teams have, in the weather here in Minneapolis for this 3-game set. Has been absolutely gorgeous. Clear blue skies, as you can see, and lots of sunshine here for this final game. The Orioles come in hoping to avoid this sweep by the Minnesota Twins, who came in struggling themselves. They finished up a 1-8 road trip coming back to play the Orioles. Now they have a 3-game win streak going, and they've moved up to 10 games below 500. They are still a ball club that, for all intents and purposes, is not a minor miracle, are not going to go to the postseason. They are 10.5 games out in their division. You see some of the members of the armed forces who are being honored and on hand here today, both young, middle-aged, and seniors who have all been here at the ballpark, brought by the Minnesota Twins to be recognized today. For the Orioles, they want to go home, Jim, with a W under their belt. I mean, it's not going to be an easy day tomorrow to come off this road trip, get in tonight, and have to start playing tomorrow at 4 and play 2.
No, the Orioles, I think, will get home around 9:30 by the time you get home, and go to the ballpark, get your bags. You get home at 11, and then that 4:05 start. But would you rather do it with a win? I think you look for small victories, and it's funny. Everybody I talk to goes, "How in the world? That's been easy. How is this team 24-64? It's just amazing, whether it's scouts, whether it's fans, or whatever." So they're not as bad as they played today. To me, Gary, they got Odorizzi. He's lost 4 in a row. He said he has some mechanical problems. He's a fly ball guy. They hit fly balls. He throws a lot of fastballs. Nobody throws more pitches per 9 innings in the major leagues than he does. So this is an opportunity. But you can't just start in the first inning like yesterday with 3 runs. It's got to continue.
Players have come out on both teams lined up along the first and third base side with the members of the armed forces on hand. Other members of the armed forces have unfurled the big flag out there at center field. And this is a tradition here at the ballpark in Minneapolis each year. There is the Armed Forces Appreciation Day that is held, and always very popular. They even had some of the veterans who have a band, a rock and roll band going, rock and roll country band, who are performing here before the ball game live at the ballpark. So a real treat for the fans and for the men and women of the armed forces, and great to see that they get to go out there with the players. Jim was talking about everybody wondering how it can possibly have happened to the Orioles. The other thing you get is, what the heck's it going to look like when Machado's gone?
Well, it is, but at some point he is going to leave. And I just go back to '88. They lost the first 21 of the year. They made the Brady Anderson trade. He wasn't a big league player at the time, so he certainly was a high prospect. So at the end of the day, they started moving forward. And
by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From the Minnesota National Guard performing our national anthem with the helicopter flyover with the red, white, and blue out on the field of the pregame festivities, and really enjoyable one. About a half hour of introductions went on here regarding those who are down on the field right now. Well, as we said, this is an absolutely beautiful day. Take a look at our game time temperature. It is brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. We are at 86 degrees to start out, and breeze is blowing again from right towards left field, as was true yesterday. It's got a little thump to it. It'll hold up balls for the moment they go to right and take a couple of balls out towards center and left field. For the Orioles, here's their starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. It'll be Beckham, Jones, and Machado, Trumbo, Davis, and Scope, Valencia, Mancini, and Caleb Joseph. For Manny Machado, big numbers against the Minnesota starter, Jake Odorizzi, whom the Orioles have seen a lot of in games pitched with Tampa Bay. 289 lifetime average, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, and there are a number of the Orioles who have seen this pitcher and faced him a good deal, so we'll see if that benefits the offense.
No, he's got all the pitches. You know, he's kind of the jack of all trade, master of none, throwing over 19 pitches per inning, which is the highest in the major leagues. 5-4 lifetime record, 4.42 ERA for some of those games. The only really pitchers park in the American League East is where he came from, which is the Rays park down in St. Petersburg. But again, I mean, he got pretty good stuff. His average fastball is well below the league average. He's right around 90.7. League average now is up into the 93 range. So again, the numbers really aren't that bad, except you know. And again, he's on a 4-game losing streak, and in those games, 6 runs, so didn't pitch well. 2-2, and then the game before that 4. They don't get him a lot of runs. And that's hard when you're not pitching up as well as you can. So
both these pitchers who worked together for 4 years in Tampa Bay, Cobb and Odorizzi, have ended up being, for the most part, 500 pitchers. That's what they are at this point in their careers. As Odorizzi, 28 years old, is 43-44 coming into this ball game, and Cobb will come in at 50-45. Now those aren't the kind of numbers that Tampa Bay thought they were going to get out of these two pitchers, or certainly not what this Twins team thought they were going to get out of Odorizzi to be 3-6 at this point.
Yeah, I think everybody, and of course the Rays, you know, Dickerson was traded, the same with Longoria. They tried to cut and pare their payroll, and Odorizzi came over here, I think a little bit over $6 million. So they got a guy that won 10 games last year. He had some back problems, so he didn't pitch a full year, but still was able to give him about 150 innings.
And we are ready to go. Tim Beckham will stand in, and Odorizzi has got him all 6 times. He has faced him 0 for 6 for Beckham against the Twins starter.
Yeah, another one of his former teammates.
Yeah,
they played together down at Tampa Bay.
A lot of players who know one another in this game. There goes to third, knocked down Escobar, gets up, throws, and got him in a big stretch.
Yeah, I think actually Tim hesitates a little bit, because I think it's, you know, he hooks it, it's right at him. So take a look right here, and you know, again, he makes a nice recovery, takes a look, and then we've seen a strong arm, and so again, you know, right here, and see right there, that's the difference between being safe and whatever. And it's easy for me to say it, but it's, again, if you run hard, then you know nobody ever says anything, because you would have beat it out and you would have had a base hit, and you'd be off to the races.
So Beckham's gone after first pitches all 3 of these games, robbed of a home run in one of them, picked up a double in the other, and lines out to the ground ball out rather than the line drive to Escobar. Adam Jones on a check swing. That will be grounded away. Talked about the numbers against Odorizzi, and there are some good ones.
Yeah, well, Adam and Scope. I mean, Jonathan's 8 for his last 20. Adam, you know, got a double late in the ball game yesterday, so he certainly feels comfortable. I mean, again, Jake Odorizzi does have all the pitches. I mean, he's got a curveball. We saw that. He started opening day for him and pitched well. 6 innings, only a couple of hits, no runs. Used the curveball more than I ever saw him do it. I mean, he's probably thrown about 1,100 pitches this year and only 90 curveballs, so he doesn't use it a lot. But against the Orioles, it was very effective.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be taken outside. Opening game, it was his first career opening day start. No runs, 2 hits, 6 innings. He walked 2 and struck out 7 in that ball game. His lifetime mark against the Orioles, 5-4 against the O's, but a lot of starts. As 20th time in his career that he's faced the Orioles. ERA is 4.42 in those ball games. And Adam got jammed a little bit, pulls the hands back, fouls it upstairs.
Yeah, former #1 draft choice, and then with Milwaukee, got traded to Kansas City, and then from Kansas City went to the Rays when James Shields went the other way. So he's, again, because he was a power arm, threw a lot harder.
But Orizzi on the way, and that'll be foul back again. So Adam hanging tough. Jones has had just a couple of hits in the series, going the 2 for 12. And a tough year for him against the Twins. He won't be sorry to see the Twins off the schedule. He's 3 for 24 against the Twins with 1 home run and 1 RBI. And Adam will pop that one up. Silo shot, third base side. Garver goes over, and the catcher will make the play. Escobar was ready to help, but didn't need to.
Well, if you had watched all 3 games of this series, you would have think this is one of the best defenses in the American League, which is what they were last year. Rosario, Caves made 3 outstanding play. Kepler 2 or 3. And again, Escobar, Polanco ended the game with one of the best shortstop plays I've seen all year. Dozier, Gold Glover, Morrison over at first, and then Garver, who had a nice night on Friday.
And Mr. Cave, as we call him now, not Jake, but Mr.
No, exactly. Sir.
Hitting .500 against the Orioles has robbed them of a Beckham home run, a Davis double, and a couple of other outstanding plays in the field. He has been something. Manny up, takes the pitch inside for a ball.
Well, I loved your play on the Davis home run. He tried to run through the center field wall and almost did.
He almost did. I wouldn't want to be the wall on that situation. He had a pretty good collision with it. Manny will foul that one back. Manny has had a good series against this ball club and a good year against them. 4 for 11. He's had only 1 RBI against them in this series. And on the year for Manny, 7 for 20. But Orizzi looking for a clean inning. Manny will take the off-speed delivery, breaking ball. It'll be outside. Manny's got a 3-game hit streak coming into this one. And of course, we'll find out tonight whether or not he's going to be on the All-Star team and whether he will start at short, with the announcement being made tonight on ESPN. Three ball, 1 strikeout with 2 away. Orizzi over the top, outside corner strike. Hit the mid on that one, and the count is 3-2. Trumbo hoping for an at bat here.
Yeah, a few less cutters and more sliders, which that pitch was, wearing a Twins uniform.
That to the hole, and a Tony Gwynn base hit. And Manny's on with a 4-game hit streak, and he keeps the inning alive.
Yeah, I think they're, I'm sure Escobar at third says, well, maybe I ought to just move over about 4 steps and I'd catch this ball, but then he'd probably hook it down the line for a double. So you give him the single to the left because it's only that, a single, but it does, with 2 outs, get Trumbo to the plate.
And it's going to be warm out there for the pitchers and fielders, so the faster you get out of there as a pitcher, better chance you've got of going a deeper distance in this ball game. Trumbo has a 2 for 10 here in this series. He has had 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Manny on first. Trumbo will take the pitch. It's in there for a strike.
And if you're going to throw the fastball, you don't want it to be in the middle of the plate to Mark Trumbo. I mean, he's won 8 home runs last 18 games, high ball hitter. We talked about the curveball. I would imagine if you're going to throw it, this would be one of your potential victims, unless you hang it, and then you'll become a victim.
Yes. 0-1 count. Manny short lead, went for the outside corner, gets the strike call. Mark with a long look at where the ball was.
Well, he's not going to get fastballs unless you get behind him, and he's not. And again, your pitch cast is perfectly thrown. I mean, maybe off the corner, and Jordan Baker doing the home plate umpire. It's hot for him too.
Very. He's a pitcher's umpire, but not by a great extreme. But close pitches probably are going to go the pitcher's way if history holds true. Manny at first, 0-2, and a little bit further outside. Odorizzi's had a problem with the walks as he comes in, having surrendered 43. That's the 9th most in the American League. He has kept the hits per innings even, which is you want to be even or under. He's given up 88 hits, 90 innings coming into the ball game, and 97 strikeouts, more than a strikeout per inning for him. He's got a 1-2 here. Manny was leaning a little bit. Throw over Morrison. Logan Morrison playing first base.
ERA about a run higher than last year, but when you total the walks and the hits and you throw in the home runs, even though the runner in scoring position number is what, 212, that's pretty low. about maybe 40 points lower than the league average. But it's the run support. So you better pitch better if they're not going to get you a lot of runs.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that ball's going to be a base hit into left field. He got one up, and it did hang. So the Orioles get back-to-back singles here in the first inning after they were 2 away. Orioles got 3 runs in the first inning of the ball game yesterday to jump out to that 3-0 lead.
Well, take a look, and I mean, here's your fastball. I mean, that's right in the hit me alley for Mark Trumbo. Dead red, high fastball hitter gets it and doesn't miss it. When you make that pitch, if you're Jake Odorizzi, you're lucky it's a single.
It's a little bit too high, I think, even for Mark to get under. He had to go on his tiptoes to get to it. So here's Chris Davis. He launched that home run yesterday in the first inning, getting his 8th, a 2-run shot. Now he's got 2 on. Manny Machado at second base, and Trumbo. And Davis will take it inside. Chris hitting a .194 lifetime against Odorizzi, but he does have 3 home runs of him.
Yeah, the infield shift on, but they play him almost 4 or 5 steps over to left center. I mean, that's where Cave's playing, so they play him around in the outfield. Any ball down the right field line over the second baseman's head, I mean, that's going to be a double. Easy.
They really jam up the first base side too, as they've got Escobar way over. I mean, he's way out there, but he's also over near the line in the short right field position. And you see the first baseman Morrison, he's almost on the line. So between first and second, there's a lot of room.
I mean, a routine ground ball to second base is a run.
Pitch by Odorizzi, and that'll be taken away.
But we have seen Chris Davis, and you know, 4 home runs last 15 games. Started down in Atlanta. After the in the state 10 out of 12 games, 8 in a row, drove a ball off of Sean Newcomb, who doesn't throw home runs, a tough lefty to left field. The bases loaded double the next day. The swing has gotten better. I think he feels a lot more confident, and that certainly can't hurt.
3-0 delivery on the way, and that will be in there. Take a look. That's how that shift lines up and why. StatCast powered by AWS. Still don't know why. I mean, that 32% hole's wide open. That's where he hits the most of them, and they're not there. 3-1. Odorizzi's delivery. Towering pop-up. Again, third base side.
Yeah, Mitch Garver, he goes up and in, and he gets away with another fastball in the middle of the plate. Like we said, I mean, 116 coming in the air and 66 on the ground.
So Davis, who walked away after he popped it up in disgust, can walk back less disgusted, as he'll get another shot at it. Chris has loved this ballpark over the years. 344 average and 5 home runs here at Target Field. Full count on him, 3-2, 2 down. Runners get to go. Orioles trying to get on the board with 2 away. Runners off. Davis takes in the strikeout. So the Orioles, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. Back to the mound for the Orioles, Alex Cobb, when we come back. Dozier, Escobar, Morrison, and Grossman. Kepler, Garver, and Cave. Robbie Grossman, last 6 games, has turned it on. He had been in a pretty severe slump, but not right now.
Yeah, and Alex Cobb, well, he's never lost to the Twins, so that's the good news. So the splitter, a lot better in his last start, but you give pitches 6 2/3 innings, does it up in Philadelphia, but they don't get him a lot of runs. Of course, he's only getting a little over 3 runs a game. Elevated ERA, a lot of those runs, just got crushed early on. 8.75 first 3 starts. Signed on March 21st, was not in shape to start the season, and the numbers show that. Getting better, but not getting a lot of wins, but neither are the Orioles.
So he will work to Polanco leading it off. Shift on. Polanco has had 3 for 10 in this series. Moves into the leadoff spot. Joe Mauer out of the ball game. Mauer had been sharing leadoff duties this year and in this series. Pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, Mauer was 3 for 5 off of Alex Cobb, so he's getting a day off, and I'm sure Alex is, at least at this point, because he's not playing, happy.
Polanco's just 1 for 5, so get an advantage there. 0-2 delivery to Polanco. It'll be foul back.
Well, you saw how good he's a switch hitting shortstop. He had the PED, came to spring training, tested positive for something, also about 15-20 pounds heavier muscle, so whatever. But you saw the play to end the game yesterday was as good a play as I've seen all year. He went behind the third baseman, caught it on his right foot, and threw a 1-hop rocket to end the ball game.
It's the way they've played defensively in this series against the Orioles. Check swing, did he go? Yep. Nick Marley at third base, and there's the tag, and there's the out.
Good curveball, good pitch, getaway day. You take a look. That certainly, again, it's not breaking your wrist. It's how far the bat head travels. And Nick Marley says, in my book, he went too far.
Cobb has 56 strikeouts in 82 innings. He has walked 24. Not a big strikeout walk guy, so the ratio is not particularly something you take a look at, because he just doesn't strike many out or walk that many. Puts the defense to work behind him. That one is going to be fouled off. Rosario with a 3 for 12 in this series. Lots of lefties in this lineup, either direct or switch hitters. Lefties hitting 325 off Cobb, right-handers 311. And it'll be foul back. He's got a big 318 batting average against him on the year, which is the 3rd highest in Orioles history for a pitcher starting his first year with the Orioles. Jeff Ballard and Omar Dahl are the only 2 who had higher opponent batting averages in their first 15 starts as Orioles. Pitch taken down low for a ball.
Yeah, Alex Cobb, the Tommy John in 2015, where you repair the ligament, and now before that he was just a little, maybe 8 strikeouts per 9, and since then, because the splitter, even though it's pretty good in Philadelphia, hasn't been the same. Strikeouts are down, hits are up.
And a good pitch, and he gets him. That one was buried in the dirt. Looked like it was going to stay up to the hitter.
Well, that's the split-fingered fastball. So if you're Alex Cobb, you've got a chance with 3 right-handed starters for the Orioles. See what these guys can hit, and they can't. They can hit the fastball. We saw that yesterday. If you get the splitter up, which Gosman pitched so well through the 4th inning, and then in the 5th elevated some pitches, they're a different ball club. So try to use your other pitches, and Alex capable of doing that.
Got a chance for a clean inning, just as Odorizzi did. Dozier is a 2 for 12 in the series. He continues to struggle. Very low batting average for this veteran. Down to 3rd on the first pitch. Tim Beckham's got it, and a solid inning. Took only 9 pitches, and Cobb retires the side in order. Jonathan Scope, 5-game hit streak. Orioles home run hit today. Play Home Run Rich's scratch offs went up to 50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. And Willie, good luck. Orioles they've had 3 long balls here in the first 3 games of this series, and this man has had 2 of them. There's the 5 for 12, 2 home runs, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. He's had the offensive series for the Orioles overall in this 4-game set. Odorizzi's delivery to him will be outside for a ball.
Well, you're seeing, I mean, right there, you know, you're seeing him pull the balls, and then he has a game where he hits 2 home runs, not trying. Another one over the bag for a double, a couple singles. He sliced into right field, so using the whole field, something he hasn't done all year.
Scope, Valencia, and Mancini due up, taking a few more pitches as well. That has very much helped in the 5-game hit streak that he brings into this ball game.
Yeah, and they're aware that he's 8 for 20. And they, you know, if you're Jake Odorizzi, you remember the 2 home runs.
That's going to be a base hit to right field. Kepler will come over. He'll make the play, and Jonathan Scope continues the streak now at 6. That's a leadoff base hit. Well, the Birds return home tomorrow, a 3-day, 4-game series against the Yankees. It's a single admission doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch 4:05, second game half hour later. Then on Tuesday, fans are invited to paint the park by purchasing a special ticket package, including a 2-hour pregame painting session, plus a ticket to the game. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. A doubleheader to start against the Yankees tomorrow. Pitch on the way will be in there for a strike. Danny Valencia 0 for his last 20. He has an 0 for 8 so far in this series. He went from a hot bat to can't find a hit.
Yep. And I don't know if it had anything to do with it because of injuries and Colby Rasmus going home instead of playing third because Beckham came back. He's been in right field, different position.
Ground ball is going to go to short. Polanco, second. Dozier, Morrison.
Yeah, he was a tough out about 2 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden, if you make your pitch, and you know, yesterday when Gibson got in trouble, you know, you'd see a double play ball, you'd see a strikeout. Gibson went to the breaking ball, and right here, you 1 pitch, 2 outs.
Orioles, of course, have already lost this series, having lost the first 3. The Orioles are 6-21-1 in series. They have been swept this year 13 times, and they are trying to avoid the 14th sweep of the year here on this Sunday afternoon. Their road series, they have won only 3, 10-1 on the road series wise for the O's. Odorizzi's delivery, and that'll be in the inside corner. Trey Mancini, day off yesterday, back in the lineup, a 1 for 5 in the action he has seen in this series. Straight up defense, outfield shaded a bit towards right. He gets the gap in left center. And the pitch away, Odorizzi, and he leans out and watches it go by.
Yeah, we told you came in at what, 19.3, the highest in the major leagues per inning. Well, the Orioles will take care of that because they don't take a lot of pitches. They're very aggressive. So if he's anywhere close, the Orioles usually try to put it in play.
1-2 will be away.
And that's why the on base percentage, 15th out of 15 teams.
Minnesota's never swept a 4-game series in Minneapolis against the Orioles. They have swept 4 games against the Orioles in Baltimore. That was back in 2015. And another one outside. So trying to get Trey to bite on these pitches away, and he's not. And that'll take the count full, 3-2. Trey Mancini, another one of the Orioles, trying to get the bat going. 125 so far in July. Trey's gone 2 for 16 with a homer. Inside corner pitch that got him swinging. So Odorizzi gets his second strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, faces only 3 in the inning. now to be interested in the Orioles, Zach Britton. The Red Sox have added the Twins closer Fernando Rodney to their list of potential targets. That's according to Jerry Krasnick of ESPN. Baseball president of operations Dave Dombrowski with Boston knows Rodney. They were together when Dombrowski held that job in Detroit, and Rodney was the closer there for Jimmy Leland. So a couple more names shuffled around here as we close in on the trade deadline.
Well, Chapman having a great year and a four-run lead, so they took him right out and brought in Jason Shreve, and so he got the job done. And maybe a day off. Aaron Boone saying, who manages the Yankees, saying he thought he would be ready for the Orioles when they get to Baltimore. We'll see. Apparently, it's been a recurring problem. Yeah,
and that's why they want somebody else, even if it's just as a safety precaution. They can afford to take like a Zach Britton. Even if they don't need him for that particular purpose, they certainly can use him.
Well, like we said, I mean, they have more depth, and I was reading an article about they have so many young pitchers in their minor leagues that they're not going to have enough places to protect them. So they have enough young talent to get some arms if some other team is looking for, willing to trade people, and Orioles are certainly in that category.
Escobar just a 1 for 12 here in the series, and just a 1 for 6 off Alex Cobb. The Yankees continue behind the Red Sox by 2. Red Sox have won 5 in a row. Ball will be foul back and out of play. So that two-team race in the East is going to go on, and both teams talk about not wanting to fall behind by any number of games. So that's why they're so anxious. Every time there appears to be a need, they immediately are looking to try and see what they can do to fill it, even if it's only a potential.
Yeah, and Christian Vasquez broke his pinky.
Yep.
Been catching along with Sandy Leon, so that's why Blake Swihart, we talk about teams with depth. They've had Swihart, I think he's caught 14 innings now. He's going to be probably their backup catcher.
And had not been taken out of that position for the entire year, really. He'd just gone back there a couple of times.
Right.
They weren't even using him as a catcher. Count here, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Eduardo Escobar, switch hitter. Escobar will swing through it, 93 up.
Well, that's 3 strikeouts of the first 4 guys, slow stuff. And then, the velocity's been a lot better since he got himself in shape. And again, late start, 90-91 with no command early. Now 92 to 93. Perfectly pitched. That's the way we saw Kevin Gausman pitch through the first 4 innings, and then they made an adjustment, talking about the Twins.
Here's Logan Morrison. He's been in and out of the lineup in this series. He's not had a hit off Cobb. He is 0 for 5 lifetime against Alex. And he'll take the pitch inside on the corner. American League Central, it's the Indians up over the Twins by 10.5. The only team in the Central above 500, Cleveland, which is kind of amazing. Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago, KC just kind of looking on. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to miss a little bit inside. National League West, Houston is playing some great baseball right now. They've won 5 in a row. They and the Red Sox are the only 2 teams to hit the 60 win mark. Boston's got 61, Houston's got 60. Seattle's hanging in. Seattle's 3.5 behind Houston. They've won 7 of their last 10 ball games. Morrison, a broken back pop up into the shift. Wind will kind of hold that one up, and Jonathan Scope will go back and make an easy play out of it. And there are 2 down. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game. We'll bring up Robbie Grossman, DH in this ball game. He has had a 1 for 4, played in the game yesterday, first time appeared in the series.
And it was a big one because they were down 3-0, and he had a double to left center field. They would end up scoring 3 runs and getting Gausman out of the game.
And he will take the pitch for a strike. Hottest team in baseball going into the Sunday day play, Philadelphia. Philadelphia has won 6 in a row, and they've now tied Atlanta for first place in the National League East. Washington 5 games out. Turn to the Central. That's going to be a heck of a race. Milwaukee, Chicago, Cardinals. Chicago's game and a half. Cardinals 6.5. Pittsburgh's dropped out of it. They were playing some good ball. Now they've lost 5 in a row. And Arizona's got a 1-game lead over the Dodgers, and a 3.5 over Colorado, and a 4.5 over the Giants. That one slashed to the other side, knocked down. Beckham's throw is going to be way off the mark. Get away from Davis, but not very far. And Grossman's on with an infield single. Went against the shift.
Well, good range and not a very good decision to throw it. I mean, left-handed hitter coming out of the box. 1, 2, 3, 4. No way to throw him out. Of course, Chris Davis, because it's such a long throw, and very ill-advised throw. All kinds of time to kind of knock it down. Of course, Scope's behind him.
So that'll bring Kepler up. And that is going to be hit number 1 for the Twins. 5 in a row have been retired by Alex Cobb. Kepler has been a one-man wrecking crew against the Orioles in this series. I shouldn't say one because Cave's going to take part of the credit. He's 4 for 11 though, with a couple of home runs and 4 RBIs in this series. And he has continued with a .388 lifetime average against the Orioles. All these lefties in this lineup, this predominant left-handed hitting team. Number of switch hitters, number of lefties. He'll take the pitch outside.
Well, he's young, only his 3rd year. I mean, 17 home runs. I mean, a slow start this year. But everybody I've talked to said, hey, it's just, he didn't hit lefties last year. He's hitting them this year, but they don't worry about him. He's got too good a talent.
And that ball is going to fall in for a base hit. Shift was on, but he put it where they weren't. And Kepler's got hit number 2 for the Twins. Second goes Grossman.
Well, we've seen him hit the home runs on a 3-1 changeup and a 2-0 fastball. This is just a splitter that stays up. And Cobb wants to throw a strike, and he doesn't miss those kind of pitches.
So the RBI chance will go to Garver. A very good hitting catcher. He's had a couple of hits and 2 at-bats here in this series.
Well,
and this is the part of the lineup that's done damage, the bottom part in this series for the Twins.
Well, the good news is that Bobby Wilson's getting the day off. He drove in 3 runs yesterday. Came in hitting, what, 114?
Yeah. Cobb's delivery to Garver will be a strike.
Well, what we saw Garver do, and, very good year down in AAA Rochester last year, but used right field. So it became, not trying to overswing. If you hit home runs, you hit home runs because a guy makes a mistake, but you take the ball the other way. It makes it harder to get guys out.
Garver 250 in these situations on the year. He will swing through that one, and Cobb coming right after him will get ahead on the count 0-2. In this series, Minnesota's gone 8 for 22 with runners in scoring position. They have raised their average as a team by 4 points against the Orioles from 258 when the Orioles came in to 262 starting today, and that has moved them up to 3rd place in the American League. Timeout asked for by Garver. Grossman not fleet of foot at second base. Kepler decent speed over there at first. And Cobb wants the signs again. Little cat and mouse there with Garver and Cobb. Not holding the runner at all. Garver will take the pitch outside, and it will go to 1-2. Twins here at home have actually done pretty well. They're 23-20 here at home. On the road 15-28. So they've taken advantage, if there is a home field advantage.
Yeah, they actually score more runs, less runs here so far.
Down the line in right, Valencia over, and it'll be too far away.
Well, we've seen why. The wind carrying across the field ball, as you mentioned, it probably will blow to center and maybe to left, but knocked down in a high wall here in right. I mean, you really got to hit it. It certainly can be done. I mean, we saw Kepler go on the upper deck here, way up there, about 425 feet.
So Garver keeps his at-bat alive. Counted 1-2. 27-year-old out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, where he was born and raised, still lives. Again, a look back at second base. Big lead. The Orioles have opened up the middle of the infield in this at bat for Garver. Scope and Manny Machado away. You see how far they are from second base. So we're talking about a secondary lead. Grossman can get an enormous one. Same place, a little shallower. Another souvenir.
Yeah, Garver, what, a 9th round guy, worked his up way. He's always hit some home runs. I mean, 17 we mentioned last year, hit 291. So you have 291, only 320 at bats. 1 year, A-ball hit 16 home runs. But it's hard because they signed Jason Castro for a 3-year deal over $24 million, and then he blew out his knee, had to have it totally reconstructed back in May, so he's gone for the year.
So Garver will get some playing time and trying to improve his defensive work behind the plate. 1-2 delivery, and it's up high. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Garver, a good look at that one.
Well, they caught on Friday night, and he did a great job. I mean, he blocked balls all night long.
Well, I think he took it to heart. He said after the game that he wanted to go up and prove something because the stories around Minnesota was he was a hit no catch catcher and had not played particularly well behind the plate apparently in other games, and pitchers were reluctant to say they wanted to throw to him in their starts, so he took the bull by the horns in the right way and said, I'm going to increase my likability here by getting the job done behind the plate.
Well, and we've saw Caleb Joseph done it. We've seen Chance Cisco do it. I mean, it's a way you frame pitches. You bring them back towards home plate versus away.
Runners go, and Manny catches it. Manny Machado on a line drive saves 2 runs on that one as Garver is out. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. The Orioles. Carolyn, the mom, works with us, a producer, helping out with Oriole pre, post, and games. And her husband, Mac, new parents, joining Noel and Elena. And the baby was born yesterday, 8 p.m., 9 pounds and 7 ounces. Congratulations, and Hannah, welcome to baseball. Oh, God, what a cutie. Congratulations to the parents. And good luck.
Well, but already has a couple.
They've already had a couple, so what's one more? Well, the answer is one more. Pitch will be taken for a strike. What a stop by Manny to end that inning.
Well, Gary, I ran into the Philly scout. I said, I can see why you're here. He said, hey, what do you think about Machado's range? Well, there's your answer.
Every play gets turned into does somebody want him more now than before the line drive. Pitch is taken outside. Rizzi working to Caleb Joseph. Very good series for Caleb. He's picked up the 3 for 6 with a run scored. Beckham and then Jones.
Yeah,
coming up for the O's.
and they keep moving around. I mean, they just shifted even more to right field because 2 of the 3 hits right there.
Fouls it back. 3-hit ball game for him on Friday.
Yeah, again, there's the first one over shortstop, and then right here, nice little ground ball into right field. Nobody plays there. 3 base hits, all the way back to July 2nd of last year.
First, his second 3-hit ball game and his third, 4th multi-hit game of the year. And Caleb pops that one up. Had to draw the hands back. Morrison in foul territory. Orioles are going to be hosting the Rangers on Friday, July 13th through Sunday, July 15th. Saturday the 14th and celebrate Maryland Day at Oriole Park. First 35,000 fans 15 and over receive an Orioles Maryland flag script replica jersey presented by Morgan State University. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. Back on one after the first pitch, grounded out. So Tim now 0 for 7, lifetime off Odorizzi. And he goes after the first pitch again and fouls it back.
Well, again, they were teammates, and of course, you mentioned the fact that, well, the other night, fastball off of Lynn. Gabe took it from behind the center field fence. Last night, fastball off of Gibson. Double slider line drive off of Odorizzi. Escobar flagged it down. He hesitated at home plate. Didn't get a base hit. So he's a first ball hitter. Very aggressive early in the count.
And gets a hold of that one out to left field. Rosario. 2 down. That'll bring up Adam Jones. A term used often by Buck Showalter is that the players will rise to their track records. Well, most of the time,
yeah,
but not always.
Yeah.
Adam Jones, on the other hand, yes.
Yeah, well, what a track record he's had, too.
Yep.
I mean, Mr. Consistency.
Manny, yes.
Well, Manny's even better.
Yeah. And Mark Trumbo.
Yeah. Well, Trumbo's doing exactly what Mike Sozia, who had him for what, about 3 or 4 years, said. He said he's not going to hit for a high average. You can see the 249, 259 this year. He's not going to walk a lot, but he's going to drive in runs and hit home runs. And that's exactly what he does.
Yep. And exactly what you want Chris Davis to do.
Yeah.
Breaking ball that just stays up. Adam popped out his first time up.
Well, a lot more breaking balls, and we saw that from Gibson once he got in trouble by Odorizzi today. So you know what the book on the Orioles are. There's another one. Try to stay away from the ball. Right, exactly. And when you go back, Manny, he got behind Manny. Fastball, base hit. Got behind Trumbo. Well, actually, he wasn't behind him, but he tried to sneak a fastball by him. Base hit. Scope, fastball. Line drive to right. Kind of getting the picture here.
Shift on Adam.
Well, I'm getting it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think he got it. He goes outside. Did he go? No. Adam continues in the top 10 in hits. He is 9th coming into today's play. He's got 98. We have 3 of the top hit leaders. Rosario's got 104. He's 6th. Manny's got 105 now. He's moved ahead of him into 5th place. And Adam in 9th place. Down to 3rd. That's a fair ball. It's going to go up against the wall. Rebound out to Rosario. Going to go for 2. Throw coming off the mark at second. Adam will slide in with a double.
Well, sliders and sliders and sliders, and then a changeup. Maybe a split change. You learned that from Alex Cobb. There it is. It hangs. That speeds up the bat. Nobody plays over the bag. Right over the bag, and Rosario does not make a good throw, something that he did on Friday night.
So the Orioles get a chance again to get on the board. They left 2 on in the first inning. They got him there with 2 down, and Davis struck out. Now a runner at second base, 2 down, and Manny Machado. Manny 5th in the league, 353 in this situation. He's had a base hit, 4-game hit streak for him. Orioles pick up hit number 4. We're in the 3rd, no score. Over the top with it. That'll be in there for a strike.
No, take a look, and this is how he does. I mean, 3-6 record. A lot of the numbers are good. In the league average around what, 252, so he's 40 points lower.
And looking for a big out here. Out to get that one is Garver.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the problems when you throw over 19 pitches an inning, you don't hang around very long. So the numbers can look good, but you're not going to win a lot of games because you don't pitch as deep into the games as you would like. I mean, 19.3 is a ton of pitches.
Yeah, all those walks certainly have not helped. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Off speed pitch is going to go to third base. Escobar will hustle it over and record the out. Orioles no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Bottom of the third from Minneapolis, no score. Yeah.
Alex Cobb, he's probably smiling too because that was a run.
Yeah.
And might have been the way that ball is hit into the gap. Well, maybe even more than that. But it's only an out. The Adam ball. We love those.
Yep.
When you're a pitcher, not only it could be Adam Jones or it could be at them.
At them.
Adam balls.
Yes.
Nothing like it with the bases loaded or something.
So bottom of the third inning, no score. Here is Jake Cave, center fielder, 3-game hit streak. 5 for 10 in this series. And he's your fill-in center fielder. How to fill it in, Jake?
Byron who? Byron.
Yeah.
Byron Buxton, of course, won the Platinum Glove last year. And I mean, part of their success where they went 20-10 is Buxton hit 300 the second half, 11 home runs, stole 29 out of 30 bases. So when he's healthy and when he actually his approach is good, he's a heck of a player. Former #1 draft choice. There's a curveball that gets the outside corner, but you're right about Cave. I mean, you talked about it yesterday. I mean, boy, they got him the minute he was DFA'd and made a deal to get him from the Yankees.
Somebody was watching.
Yeah.
And he will take the strike. He was ready to hang in there. Cobb gets his 4th strikeout. Cave is retired.
That's right, Mr. Cave. It's not your strike zone. It's Jordan Baker's strike zone. And the curveball was high, at least a high strike. And that ball, I just don't think you want to. And again, this is a borderline pitch. It's right around the letters. So it's Jordan Baker's high strike zone, and you better live with it. Alex Cobb certainly likes it.
That'll bring Polanco to the plate. Shift on in the infield. Leadoff batter struck out his first time up. So Cobb is piling up some strikeouts here. 2 in the first. But, 1 in the second. Gets another one here in the third. Last outing for Cobb. Ended up with 5 strikeouts against the Phillies. 6 2/3. That'll stay foul for a strike. Alex's high this year is 7 strikeouts came against the Mets. Career highs 13 go back a ways to 2013 when he got it against San Diego.
Well, you play for Paul Molitor, you better be able to play small ball. You talked about what they swept the Orioles in Baltimore. it was a tutorial the first year that Molitor managed. They won 83 games that year. I mean, it's like every other year they're good for Paul's team. But they came in and hit and run, and they, great, like a track meet.
Cobb over the top, and he'll get the swinging strike. Good pitch as he kept that one down low, and Polanco unable to put the barrel on that one.
Well, he's under control. He's 24, switch hitter. Coming off a year when he played a whole year without the PED, and where he hit 13 home runs. Of course, the question is, anytime a guy gets tested positive, did he get away with it the year before? So he's going to have to prove that.
And a chopper, that'll be a base hit.
No
chance as Beckham was over at the shortstop position, and it's a single. He tried it once and went foul. Second time's a beauty.
Yeah, just a little. I mean, swing and bunt, and I mean, Alex Cobb's just going to look him all the way down the base. He's going, how did that happen? A little pool cue.
And a base hit. So Polanco is on. He does have good speed. Rosario coming up. A strikeout victim, his first time to the plate. So now you get into the meat part of this order. Rosario with the 33 multi-hit games now. He leads the Twins. He is tied for 4th in the American League in multi-hit ball games. Rosario's had a good year against the Orioles, 5 for 24.
And he's got, what, 29 of those extra base hits right here in this ballpark. 10 of his 18 home runs.
Rosario and Escobar leading all duos on any team in the majors in extra base hits, headed to the All-Star break. That'll be inside, almost got away. Caleb Joseph able to get a glove on that. For a couple of wild pitches thrown by Cobb. So at first base,
yeah, Rosario
will get a lead.
He's never really hit the Orioles well. I mean, a 2-11, still never a home run. So he loves these 2-0 counts. You can look for his pitch.
Runner not going, off speed delivery. He's going to miss up high.
See, and Alex Cobb knows he's a better fastball hitter, so he tries to throw a splitter, and it just floats for ball 3.
The Rosario way ahead on the count here, and you've got Dozier waiting on deck. One down.
Imagine he has the green light here.
Left side is open, puts it up in the air, center field. Adam Jones checking where the wall is. On the warning track, runner is all the way to second base. Will come back. Rosario gave it a ride, but it's an out. Orioles going to welcome you and your best furry friend for a day at Oriole Park. Bark at Oriole Park is what it is all about. Ticket packages include the unique opportunity to bring your dog to one of 2 Oriole games, plus an Oriole-themed doggy bow tie, with a portion of the proceeds benefiting Barks or the Baltimore Humane Society. For tickets, go to Orioles.com/bark. So Dozier with 2 down. And now if Polanco's going to go, might be here. Pitch is taken away for a ball. Base stealers 3 for 6 against Cobb.
A very good move, but again, a lot of times you're running on the catcher, running the fact he throws a lot of breaking balls.
Joseph has thrown out 28%. Best in the majors right now is up over 50. 1-0 delivery on the inside corner for a strike, 93.
Yeah, years past you probably wouldn't run with 2 outs and Dozier up, because his typical year the last 2 years, 42 home runs 2 years ago, 34 last year, but not hitting with that kind of, certainly capable, but not hitting with that kind of power this year yet.
1 ball, 1 strike count, throw over. Polanco gets back to the bag. Dozier still with a great glove, plays a tremendous second base for this team. But the bat has unquestionably gone quiet here in the first half. He still has had great numbers against the Orioles even this year. He's 7 for 27. Had 2 home runs. Dozier will take a pitch in the outside corner. Dozier didn't think so. So Cobb, taking advantage of those strikes away, finds the corner after working in, then goes out. That right side between first and second is wide open. Runner not going. In the air to right. Valencia back. And he's got it for the out. So no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. First 3 innings belong to the pitchers. Toyota.com for great deals. All the fine food at the ballpark. Scoreless game. We're going to the 4th inning. There they are.
Perfect shirt if you spill anything of these fine foods that you'll
Never know.
Yeah.
That's one of the advantages.
By the way, I did some investigating reporting. That was sauerkraut that we showed you the other night.
Very strong.
I had a little conversation with the people. Great. What is that? They do it early in the day, and then I guess they put it in the steamers.
Mm-hmm. Nice beards, too, by the way. They go with the shirt. That's a new added accessory. Pitch will be taken for a strike. It's just a reminder, wherever you go, whatever you do, people in the know and on the go have the Orioles Hawaiian shirt. Jay Odorizzi, shift on behind him. Mike Trumbo at the plate, lifts it, foul. Yo, nice catch. Well done. Trumbo a base hit his first time up. Trumbo, Davis, and Scope are due up for the Orioles. Tomorrow on the air, 3:30. Owes extra, 4 o'clock. First game at 2. Swing and a miss. Trumbo's gone.
Well, he tried to do it the last time and then couldn't get it there. Threw him a fastball. This is perfectly situated, but not only does he get ahead, then it's all about execution. I mean, lethal ejection. I mean, a slider low and away. I mean, it's Schilling. Remember when he used to go? Just didn't execute my pitches. Kind of a new terminology. Either you make good pitches or you don't. I'm more used to Weaver Earl going. Well, I can't even use that language.
No,
no.
It is Sunday. No. We are on TV. That ball put up in the air to left field, carrying warning track, and it will be caught. Rosario goes back to get it on Davis. So a couple of quick outs for Odorizzi.
Yeah, where's that? Where's that 19.3 pitches per inning? In a more aggressive hitting ball club.
Jonathan Scope, base hit, extended his hit streak to 6 games with the single. Pitch will be down low for a ball. Jonathan, during the streak, now hitting over 400. He's had 9 hits in his last 21 at-bats. That's great news for Jonathan and the Orioles. A couple of home runs, a couple of RBIs in that time.
That's more good news right there, because he just chased a pitcher's pitch in a hitter's count. try to stay away from that. Of course, Odorizzi said, it's just what I want.
Evens the count up 1-1 and back inside. Jonathan getting those hits and having that streak here in the month July, leading the Orioles with the 9 hits now that he has put up this month. That's the most by any Oriole in July. That'll be a broken back ground ball to short. Polanco will hustle it over. And a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom half of the 4th. Orioles Twins scoreless. Back here in Minneapolis, a scoreless ball game. This is the Twins and Minnesota National Guard's day to celebrate their 15th annual Armed Forces Appreciation Day. Those who have lost their lives in service to the country, as well as those who are veterans and still serving, on hand here at the ballpark. Cobb will deliver up high as Escobar stands in. Escobar, a strikeout victim, is first time to the plate. Escobar, Morrison, and Grossman will be due up. Beckham playing in at third. Off speed delivery from Cobb. Cobb has walked none and struck out 4. Odorizzi's walked none, struck out 3. Orioles no runs, 4 hits. The Twins no runs, 3 hits. Each team has left 3 on base. It'll be out of play.
And what we're seeing from Alex Cobb, even when he gets into those hitters counts, a little more velocity, a little bit of better movement and location on the fastball, so he gets away with the fastball that 6 weeks ago was getting hammered. And it's what spring training allows you to do when you have talent. And there's a perfect pitch inside corner. Yeah, I was reading an article Charlie Walters writes for the St. Paul, and he was talking that what Torrey Hunter calls Escobar Mighty Mouse, because he said, Escobar said, what do you want to do? I want to swing hard.
He'll foul that one off. Yeah, I've seen some T-shirts here. They have Escobar is Mighty Mouse. There are T-shirts around now.
And then, of course, he's got 35 doubles, which leads the American League. Might be all Major League Baseball. So double machine.
2-2 delivery on the way, and got him. Buried that one down low, and that'll be strikeout number 5, picked up by Cobb.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be Sunday. You're supposed to have a good time. Strikes out on a high fastball the first time, splitter, and chases it. That's what the good split-fingered fastball allows Alex Cobb to do. The illusion it's going to be a fastball, and it isn't.
At least one strikeout in each of the first 4 innings for Alex Cobb. Logan Morrison, a pop-out victim, his first time up. The middle innings are the ones where Cobb has run into trouble this year. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 16 runs. 18 runs, 10 runs in those innings. Logan Morrison will take the pitch up high for a ball.
Yeah, and then what, the batting average second time through the order, 328, and then it gets worse at 365. Now you're hoping now that certainly in mid-season form those numbers will come down.
Well, certainly the batting average has over his last, what, 4 starts, only 237. Cobb will help himself by getting the out. And there are 2 down here in the 4th inning. The Orioles, along with race ambassadors Chris and Jill Davis, are proud to once again host the 9th annual Casey Cares 5K run to help raise funds to help critically ill children and their families throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. The event takes place at Oriole Park Saturday, July 14. To register or for more information, go to Orioles.com/Casey Cares. Chris and Jill have been involved in that over the years and have done a great job raising some money. That ball is foul back and out of play. Some youngsters get a souvenir. Grossman a base hit. He's the DH. Right to him. Unbelievable. Ow. That will hurt your hand. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to him and just over the top.
Yeah, Robbie Grossman looks, yeah, nice pitch.
He's 265 right-handed and 223 left-handed. A couple of home runs each side of the plate.
Well, you can see why he's in the lineup, hitting over 400 against the Orioles. Got the he tied the game up on opening day in Baltimore.
Broken back ground ball, cut off by Manny in the shift, and a real solid inning. So Cobb retires the side in order as the pitcher's in control here through the first 4. Order: Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Brewers, Phillies, Braves, Cubs. The most aggressive teams in talks regarding Manny Machado. Several other clubs have checked in. Indians have made an offer, but other suitors are more active, according to the source. There isn't a drastic sense of urgency to trade Machado in the coming days in order to extend his rental status, but the Orioles are intent on fielding offers and finding the most appealing deal.
So what the Red Sox hope that they don't trade Manny before the Orioles play 4 games against the Yankees.
Yes.
And then the Yankees hope that they don't trade it when they play the first 3 games after the All-Star break.
Yes.
Against the Red Sox.
Yes. Their
Other
hopes.
than that, hey, we don't care where you go.
That's right.
Unless you go to our teams, then we'll be very happy. We'll have to
Yeah,
give
a
up
lot.
some play.
I mean, that's why we were talking yesterday about that. These teams that are close, like Red Sox, Yankees, these games matter. You're not just looking for a player for the final month of the year. You want somebody right now who's going to get you 2 or 3 more wins than you might have had otherwise. That may be the difference in the end.
Well, the difference between being the wild club team and winning your division. I mean, that's really
That's a real difference.
Yeah, especially in the American League East. I mean, that is assuming that the Yankees and the Red Sox play at the level they're playing. I mean, because he is a difference maker.
Seattle's probably the wild card team, the other one, and you don't want to be playing Seattle, I don't think, in a wild card game if you're the Red Sox or the Yankees. You don't want to be playing in it anyway. It's a crapshoot. It's one game. That ball the other way is going to be foul.
Well, but and everybody's saying, wow, wouldn't it be horrible if you had the Red Sox and the Yankees? They went over 100 games and one has to play a wild card team. Played on a team that won 100 games, didn't get to play a wild card game.
Yeah,
you know,
there are a number of those teams. Yep, Giants had a couple back before there were.
I think Atlanta, they had to play a playoff game to get into the division series, both winning 100 games.
0-2 delivery on the way. Danny takes it outside. Valencia hit into a double play his first time up. Valencia, Mancini, and Joseph.
Well, this is when you're 0 for 21. You look for your pitch, and he's a fastball hitter inside half. If he throws you a slider, you know, either hit it to right field or take it. Just your pitch.
Right-handers 1-2. Had to pull it hands in a little bit. Didn't get a lot of it. Bermuda Triangle area, but it stays up. Kepler, plenty of time, and Valencia is retired. PNC Minor League Insights brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
Well, you can see number 4 prospect, first rounder, got good stuff, left-handed, a lot of things going. You can see the 92, 94 working his way up and having a very nice year. So stay healthy. My advice. You're left-handed. Get your innings in. Nope. Yeah, just get your innings in.
Don't try and be amphibious, as Harry Carey once said.
Yeah, unless you're playing the Yankees, who are 10-1 against the last 11 starters that they faced that are left-handed. Maybe you want to think about throwing right-handed. Yes. Amphibiously.
Trey Mancini. God, I miss Harry.
Oh,
I stole every one of his pens. He used to have pins. He had pins that was a black and white cow, a lapel pin, and it had all kinds of holes in it. And every time we go to Wrigley or Harry would come to New York when I was with the Mets, I'd get Harry. I'd go in and say, Harry, you're not going to believe this, but I need another one. Because people were always asking me for them. So Harry would take the one off his coat and he'd give it to me. I must have done that 20 times before he left the booth. Never. No problem, Gary. Happy to do it. Oh, what a character. Pitch will be in there for a strike.
Well, you know, I got a chance to work with Tim McCarver, as you did too, when we were doing ABC postseason. And Timmy, you know what, he played 4 decades, led the National League in triples, played on the World Series teams, but he didn't have the greatest throwing arm. 16 of 79 is McCarver ever going to throw out another base stealer. So apparently Bob Gibson was heard that, and when Harry got on the team bus, he tried, you know, Gibby says, you know, there's more to catch it than just throwing runners out. He goes, you know, as a matter of fact, all you got is a big mouth. And Harry looked, he says, I'm a professional, Gibby. What's your excuse?
Escobar.
I don't know if you want to say that to Bob Gibson, but he did.
Saying things to anybody never bothered Harry very much. No. Hey, O's fans, with $150 in savings and parking included, it's time to book your Best of Baltimore package with Hilton. Visit travel.hilton.com/Baltimore and book today. No score in this one, and 2 down. I mean, these pitchers, these are not hard outs. Been a couple of hard hit balls, fly balls, but not many. Here's Caleb Joseph. Orioles got the double from Jones. He was stranded in the 3rd inning. They had 2 singles in the 1st inning with 2 down. Could not score. Orioles found the leadoff man on only once. Jonathan Scopes base hit to lead off the 2nd inning. Caleb will foul that one straight back.
Yeah, well, Odorizzi made a great pitch to strike out Davis in the 1st, and then the Manny Machado on the Mitch Garver line drive. That would have been a run for the Twins. I mean, it's going to be one of those games, and you get out there. Can you get the first guy out? You know, are you not unlucky, the bloop double or something like that? If you do give up hits, are they singles versus extra base?
He'll foul it away. Odorizzi has had a bit of a problem getting first batters out. Not today, but only 62% coming into the ball game. A little better for Alex Cobb at 69%. 70's about the major league average.
Yeah, and his pitch count's at 70. I mean, normally to get what, 14 outs, he would be somewhere right around almost 90.
Odorizzi over the top, fisted back into the seats. So Caleb alive here, an 0-2 count. Orioles head on home. Yankees in town starting tomorrow, doubleheader. 4 o'clock the first game, second game about a half hour later. It's a single admission doubleheader, 1 ticket, 2 games. CC Sabathia is going to start the first game. The Orioles have not announced the starter for the first game of that doubleheader. They will wait. Jeff Ramirez is going to make the starting game 2 for the Orioles. Yankees have not announced starter game 2. So the called strike will end that one. And that'll be strikeout number 4 for Odorizzi. Rotation are understandable, yet before Aaron Boone drops Gray from the rotation, he needs somebody to plug into the mix every 5th day, and the Yankees managers' choices are limited at the moment. That could change shortly if the Yankees can make a deal for Blue Jays lefty J.A. Happ. 2 things. King in the article went through the Yankee choices in the minor league system and guys who are in the bullpen and showing why there really is not a really good selection there. And then Jay Happ pitches against the Yankees yesterday and is a disaster.
Yeah, 6 innings. I mean, 6 runs in 2 2/3. That's back-to-back games, 6 runs each.
So now is Happ an option?
And he's 8-3 lifetime against the Yankees. So Losiaga was a young pitcher. I watched a couple of weeks ago, and they got him on waivers. Throws like 97, but shoulder problems. So I think
he would have been the one.
Louis Cessa is going to pitch one of the games tomorrow.
Yep.
At least that's what they announced, I think.
1-0 delivery on the way. We know that in Tuesday's game, it'll be Andrew Kashner against Masahiro Tanaka. Dylan Bundy will face Sonny Gray in the Wednesday game against the Yankees.
Yeah, Tanaka coming off the DL with hamstring problems. And
Cobb gets a foul ball and a check swing. Kepler. Base hit, 4-game hit streak for him. Now 5 for 12 against the Orioles in this series, and increasing that season number against. He's now 8 for 13. 8 for 22 rather. He's had 3 home runs against the Orioles this year.
Well, doubles. I mean, home runs, center field, actually maybe a little bit left center, up in the upper deck and right. Double down the left field line in this series. Single to center. Nice plays in right.
1-2 delivery. Infield shifted around. That one will be bounced.
And Alex trying to get him out with something other than the fastball.
Garver and then Cave, 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Twins.
Yeah, I thought the 3-1 home run he hit off of Bundy was a fastball, but it was really a changeup. Dylan just did not have his command after missing a couple of starts. There's another splitter that misses. So 1 and 2 becomes 3 and 2. Talked about, again, a nothing ball game. Can you get the leadoff batter on? I mean, if you're the Twins and if you're the Orioles, can you get them out?
Stay alive outside of first base, and the count full at 3-2 on Kepler. Kepler played his youth ball in Germany. His parents were there working dance companies. Actually, he was born in Berlin, resides in San Francisco now, but he got to play baseball in the German leagues, German Federation. And there's the never desirable leadoff walk in an inning in a scoreless game. On the 4th, the Orioles wore special patriotic themed jerseys and caps. Today they honored the July 4th holiday with them, and you can now go to Orioles/auctions to bid on these autographed and authenticated game-worn jerseys and caps. All proceeds benefit USO Metropolitan Washington Baltimore. Bidding closes Wednesday, July 11, 10 p.m. So visit Orioles.com/auction today. Now let's see how Paul Molitor will play this. No score in the ball game. Kepler on with a leadoff walk. That is the first one surrendered by Cobb.
Yeah,
and the first leadoff man on.
Yeah, we talked about the power. You know, stole 6 out of 7 last year, so didn't do a lot of running, but it is an option.
Garver has lined out, robbed of at least 1 RBI by Manny Machado in the 2nd inning. Check swing foul outside of first base. Didn't want to go after that. So Cobb, it's the 0-1 count on him. Alex has really cruised along here. Very effective in retiring these Twins hitters. They've only left 3 on base. Best chance, that 2nd inning ended on that Garver line drive. Runner not going. Popped up, back. And the count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, a little nervous when the top row right below us starts reaching for a ball that
can't see it.
No,
it gets higher than the overhang here, and then you never know if it's going to come down right in your coffee.
It's kind of like
worse,
hitting off a Satchel Paige.
Well, don't look behind you.
Well, that too, yeah. Somebody might be catching up. What a life lesson that is.
0-2 delivery on the way, foul back. That's why I've always said your future's in front of you. As though it could be somewhere else, but I don't know. Sometimes you wonder. Sometimes you think your future's already gone by and you missed it. Pretty close. These former teammates, 4 years together with Tampa Bay, pitch for pitch in this ball game. 0-2 delivery on the way to him outside. Nice stop made by Joseph.
Yeah, again, I mean, boy, you just scuffle out there, block it. Good read by Caleb. I mean, this curveball, so he's going to go track it. You know, reverse spin, keep the body in front of it, glove down. It's the way they practice it.
Hold that runner. Checking over with John Russell, Orioles bench coach, who gives the signs regarding hold it longer, step off, throw over. 1-2, and that time it was a throw over. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Concerned that Kepler could take off here. Possibility of hit and run, run and hit. Pretty good hole between first and second base already. And if he does take off, Scope's going to be the one to cover, so that would even increase that hole on the right side. Delivery, runner stays, and the pitch is up high.
Well, what happens is, as long as you get to when you can increase the amount of pitches you get to see, and you go from 0-2, they get to see the movement, and then they already walked the first batter. You really want to make it happen here. You can still make a quality pitch. Otherwise, you have to throw it for more of the plate, and then Garver becomes a better hitter.
2-2 delivery, just missed inside. Close enough for Garver to turn around.
Well, this is one of those running situations you talked about, because if you already walk somebody 3-2, you better stay over the rubber long enough to throw a strike, whatever it's going to be. And the catcher, he knows if you're Caleb Joseph, you cannot come up and take a strike away from the umpire. So it's the perfect running situation. Kepler, again, 6 out of 7. Maybe not a base stealer, but very good speed.
3-2, and the throw over will get him back to the bag.
And Cobb hoping that maybe he leans and he can pick him off. Very quick move.
No indication there whether he was going or not. He was pretty much flat-footed, waiting. 3-2. Runner goes. He's looking. Tried to punch it to right and fouls it back. So there was the hold. He had it between first and second and wanted to drive it there. Just couldn't get the bat on it.
Yeah, I mean, really, if it's 2-2, of course, 2-2, he's probably not running. You know, you can pitch out, but 3-2, he's got to throw a strike.
The Orioles would hope for a strike him out, throw him out, double play. To do that, you got to keep the runner close enough, Kepler. So Cobb's going to take a long look over there if that lead's extended at all. Runner goes again. They won't need a lead on that one. Way back in left field, and goodbye, home run. Garver delivers a 2 RBI homer, and the Twins are on top 2-0.
Well, they got to see 7 pitches. And we told you it wasn't about the bat. Hit 17 home runs at AAA, so a little bit of pop. Line drive the last time. I mean, it's in. He just hammers it. Talk about, I mean, you can talk about Harmon Killebrew. It's the way Harmon used to hit it. Top hand, great high ball hitter, gets a pitch to hit. And the Twins lead it by 2.
Gets his 4th home run on the 3-2 count. And the Twins break through. Cave will take it down low for a ball. So that disastrous leadoff walk comes back to bite Cobb. The only walk he surrendered in the ball game.
Well, that's what they did against Cosman yesterday. It was Orioles were ahead 3-0 going into the 5th, and they scored 3 to tie it.
Cave called out and strikes his first time up. Jake Cave will foul that one back. They give him 419 feet on that shot.
In a hurry.
He got all of it.
Yeah, if you're Alex Cobb, you're hoping it's going to hook foul. You get it too hard to hook.
15 home runs now surrendered by Cobb on the season. Same number given up by Odorizzi. Up the middle into the shift. Manny the scoop. Throw to Davis in time, and Cave is retired. One away here in the 5th inning. And on this Sunday, take a look at our notebook on this date in baseball history. 58 Memorial Stadium contest that featured no extra base hits, 13 singles. The American League edging the senior circuit 4-3. It was the Giants. Billy O'Dell pitched a perfect final 3 innings of the silver anniversary game. The All-Star game played in 58 in Baltimore on this date. And in 21, an order issued that allowed fans to keep balls hit into the stands in Pittsburgh. And thus the beginning of fans getting to take baseballs home, because you used to have to throw them back.
We used to do that. We went to Japan after the World Series, losing to the Pirates, and they would throw the balls back. It was a very timid. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it's just a nice little applaud, and they were so polite. Until I threw that 450-foot home run to Adahara, and then all of a sudden they got very excited. I was too. I didn't throw them that long. I mean, you know,
well, how many people get to say I gave up a home run to Adahara?
He hit over 800, and I was part of it.
Davis on a nice pick gets the out on Polanco, and there are 2 down.
In fact, Sadaharo, I don't know. I think we went to Osaka. We played all over Japan. First time I ever saw anybody with a aluminum bat. He was taking batting practice. So, of course, when we got on the field, Boog Powell had, he was the MVP in 70, and certainly one of the candidates 71. Boog was hitting with an aluminum bat. The ball went a real long way.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Talk about velocity off the bat when it's an aluminum bat. Here's Rosario, 2 down, nobody on. Twins now with 4 home runs in the series. The Orioles 3. 2-0 lead. 1-0 delivery with 2 down, and that will be taken for a strike. Now the bottom part of this order scored in yesterday's game. The bottom 3 had 3 runs. The bottom 4 had 5 runs. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Bottom part of the order. Night before that, Kepler had a home run. Bottom third of the order picked up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 2 runs in that one. Game 1, bottom third of the order, they had 3 runs scored and 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. In the bottom part of this order has just done the damage when it's supposed to be the Rosarios and Escobars at the top of the order, but it has been the Keplers, Garvers, Caves, and of course Wilson.
Yeah.
They have done great damage to the Orioles in this series. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled off.
Which is what they did last year when they scored over 800 runs. I mean, they came out of nowhere. 4th best scoring run team. Almost scored 6 runs a game the last 2 months. Won 20 games in August. 14 and 14. I mean, you know, 5.7, 5.9 runs a game. That's a ton of runs.
2-2 delivery on the way to Rosario with a shift on. He just puts the end of the bat on it to center. Adam Jones is right there. So the 2-run homer by Garver. Twins on top 2-0. Our Ram Doo-Offs brought to you by Ram Trucks. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer. Or log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram. MidAtlanticComfort.com. Beautiful ballpark, very friendly, just as Camden Yards is. Lots of great food on hand with a lot of local vendors who serve here at the ballpark. And what a day, what a weekend it's been. Temperature's been in the mid to upper 80s or 90, but comfortable, humidity down, lots of sun, blue sky.
Nice breeze too.
Yeah, really nice day. Here's Tim Beckham against Odorizzi. And Beckham will take a strike.
Well, 3rd time through the order for Jake. It I mean, zooms from 223 to the 373. We'll see if that's the case. Of course, the pitch count down today for him.
See if that makes a difference for him. He would be up there in the 90s usually.
Well,
Beckham takes another
5 innings at 19. You do the math, that's 95, and so he's like 20 below that because he's been much more efficient. The Orioles, they're a pretty aggressive hitting team, and he's taken advantage of it.
28-year-old right-hander, 3-6 on the year. Beckham with the 0 for 2 against him, sends a souvenir to the right side. But Odorizzi hasn't walked anybody. I mean, that's the other. It's one of the reasons why the pitch count is down. Here's a guy who walked 43 in 90 innings, 9th most in the American League, and he's gone through the first 5 innings here without a walk.
You have to walk the Orioles. They don't go up there. I'm not saying anybody goes up to look for a walk. You go up to hit till they walk you, but some teams a little more prudent about what they swing at and what they don't.
Beckham again protecting on that one.
I mean, it's a lot different when you get to 2 strikes, so you're going to expand the strike zone. Even the Wade Boggs of the world did that.
Orioles coming into today's play were 12th in the league in strikeouts, 12 out of 15 on the high side. The walks they had hoped to pick up, also 12th in the league on the low side. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and again reaching those pitches that are easy. He's working the outside part of the plate or just a little further out on Beckham.
Yeah, that slider's been really good, and I mean, to me, the big difference. Saw more curveballs opening day. You know, he's kind of a late signee as he was traded for a young infielder, Jermaine Palacios, a guy out of A-ball for a major league starter.
1-2 delivery on the way.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking, you know, because the Orioles have what, 4 potential free agents. Tampa's trying to dump salary, so they take a 10-game winner and they trade him for a guy that had a great year at A-ball last year. Palacio, 13 home runs, 20 stolen bases. He's hit 189 at AA this year. That's a nice little trade for the Twins.
Maybe a nice trade for Tampa. They didn't want to pay him.
Well, no doubt about that.
1-2 delivery on the way. I mean, that's the business we're in this day and age. Missed outside with it, and a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Paul Molitor knows all about it. His ball club already with the rumors swirling about who's going to be traded, because seems to believe the belief here that 10.5 games out behind Cleveland is too much to overcome. 2-2 pitch on the way. It's going to be foul back again.
Beckham's certainly hanging in there.
Yeah, they made all, keeps going away, and he keeps fighting it off.
Well, former teammate, so he knows probably better fastball out over the plate hitter. To stay away from that zone.
Two is a comebacker. Not easy to flip. 1 away, 6th inning. The Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, and other corporate leaders to support Baltimore City's YouthWorks program, seeking to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer employment. You can donate. Go to BaltimoreCityFoundation.org. Choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development YouthWorks. And if you'd like to learn more, you can find out information at youthworks.oedworks.com. Adam Jones a double. And he is popped out. Check swing. It's in there for a strike anyway. So Adam closing in. He's going to have 100 hits, barring a real slump before the All-Star break. He only needs 1 more. Oh, 1 pitch to him away. Did he go? Oops.
He didn't swing at that ball even close.
Jerry Lane. Crew chief?
Well, I don't think Jerry liked being pointed at. I know Cabrera does it. Yeah, he didn't swing at all. That's a reaction by Jerry Lane. You don't need to do that. Why ask him? They're going to ask him anyway. I don't think he liked that, because that wasn't a swing. Jerry goes, "You point at me?
Point at me? I'll give you one."
He did.
And the pitch taken away.
Yeah. Well, 1-1, 0-2. Odorizzi likes it. Jerry Lane's not that type of guy, but maybe he was just then. He had a moment.
He is. Jerry's got a great sense, great sense of humor. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch on the way. Jerry came in yesterday. I was walking with Jerry, and Jerry said, "You know," I said, "How many years you been doing this now?" And I think he said it was 34 Major League umpire. And without hesitation, he said, "Can you imagine how many calls I've missed?"
Well, there was one.
There was one.
There's another.
You're not alone, Jerry, and there aren't many. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and Adam will turn it foul. That'll bounce away into the seats.
Well, he's right on that, because it's a tough job.
Then he had a World Series ring. Jerry showed me they get it. Umpires who umpire in the World Series get a World Series ring of their own as an umpire, and he was showing it to me. You see all those diamond chips? He said, 1 for every missed call. I said, "You know, you got the right attitude in order to do this job." Be thick-skinned and smile. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Adam Jones will stand out here for a minute.
Well, that's such a great point because, you know, I mean, Earl Weaver was so tough on umps. But the Nestor Shylocks of the world, they just kind of look at him and laugh. You know, they never let him get to him. But I mean,
you got to be that way.
Yeah. Well, you know, George Maloney was another guy, and then you know you had Steve Palermo was one of the best umpires ever. But he was offended when Earl was screaming and yelling at him. The other guys would just give him the wave off, like, you know, hey.
He's kind of enjoy it,
yeah,
which would infuriate Earl.
Earl, because and Earl, you know, Earl never wore his glasses anyway. He didn't know what was going on out there. It's just going. He looked at what's the scoreboard say, Bamberger? We're losing, Earl. Oh God, I better get thrown out.
3-2. That'll go to second base. Dozier will make the play.
Really, I mean, Earl was too vain to wear his glasses, so they'd go strike and ball. And had him going, telling him right there. I'm sorry I pointed at you. Never do it again.
Well, that's nice, but it's not going to get you a call.
No.
2 down, nobody on, 6th inning. And here's Manny Machado. Base hit, grounded out. And went around, may have even foul tipped that.
Yeah,
So one of the scouts, of course, are everywhere with the Orioles playing and Manny out there, and Brad Brock and Adam Jones and Zach Britton. Yeah. He just looked at me today. I said, will you just hurry up and get this thing done if you're going to do it? He was like, this is, well, what he said was, this is ugly. I mean, there's some real negotiating going on with clubs battling each other and trying to define who's going to go, which is great for the Orioles. He said it's tough out there right now. Foul back into the screen.
Well, I just hope that when you give up Manny, and you know he's going to leave anyway. I mean, so obviously you want to trade him instead of a draft choice, because no longer is it a #1 draft choice. I think it's a 3rd round guy. You better get some players.
Oh yeah.
Normally you like to have pro scouts. The Orioles don't have a lot of those, so you just hope they get the right guys, because it's not just a normal player you're trading.
Yep.
And it's not only the marquee guys. Sometimes it's, I mean, I saw one of the Philly guys. He said, well, I'm going up to, where did I say, Burlington?
Burlington, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to A-ball. So you want to see all of it, and that's what a lot of pro scouts will do. They'll see from A-ball all the way to AAA, the big league clubs, and try to do it on a couple of occasions so you have the best information on teams' players.
1-2 delivery, and there's another base hit. So Manny's got another multi-hit ball game, and the ball is not retrieved quickly enough by Cave, and into second base goes Manny. So Cave out there just gave Manny a chance, and Manny took advantage of it.
Well, where you're playing this little slider, not a bad pitch, nice approach, hits it up the middle. Now watch how far Cave has to come. I mean, he's coming all the way over, plus he's left-handed, so he's going to have to do a 180. So he's playing in right center, and this is what I guess if you're a scout or even Buck Showalter or the Orioles, you like to see. It's not a single out of the box, it's a double. Manny can run when he wants to, and we see that. First to third, home to first. Not a lot of triples because you don't do that in Camden Yards, but he can get around the bases pretty quickly.
So Manny's on with a 2-bagger.
And he sets it up for the big guy.
Trumbo has singled and struck out. Here's what Buck was talking about after the game yesterday, before the game today. That big hit, we just can't find it in this series. Well, here's another chance. This is another one of those situations where you're looking for a 2-out RBI.
So 1 for 11. What, 0 for 1 in the first inning, 0 for 2 in the second inning. So the last 2 games, and what came in 4 for 38 over this whole road trip, Philadelphia, and then here in Minnesota. And that's why you're not scoring a lot of runs.
Orioles 0 for 2 today. 1-0 delivery will be taken down low for a ball. So a 2-0 count on Trumbo. You got Davis waiting on deck. Trumbo with that .261 average against Odorizzi. No home runs. Davis with a .194 average, but 3 home runs. And he off second, 2-0 delivery. Odorizzi went for the outside part of the plate, fouled away.
Yeah, a little cutter instead of a slider. You know, you can throw it outside middle and hope it cuts, and it just did enough. Very aggressive swing, as it should have been by Mark.
Bullpen activity will begin. Presley up. We have seen him obviously in this series in a 4-game set. You get to see just about everybody, and Ryan Presley's been in.
Yeah, the only guy we really haven't seen is what, Zach Duke.
I don't think they'd use Rodney again.
No,
today.
yeah, and then Taylor Rogers, another lefty. Haven't seen him, or McGill, the right-hander.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Trumbo will take it away.
You got Chris Davis on deck, so it's no bargain if you pitch around him. And pitch count now at 97.
One would believe if he can get through this inning, that will be it for Odorizzi.
Yeah, 112, I believe. Yeah, 112 is high on the year. 109 in his last start, so certainly capable of throwing that amount of pitch.
And they'll talk about it. Odorizzi has not won in his last 4. 0-4 with a 6.89 ERA in those games. He issued 19 walks in those 4 games. He hasn't walked anybody in this one. 39 strikeouts in his last 7 starts. He's got 4 in this ball game, and that 4-game losing streak is the longest of his career. Right now he's got a 2-0 lead, but a treacherous one with Machado on at second base and Trumbo up 3-1 count. Three-one delivery on the way. Trumbo takes and he's on. First walk.
First curveball of the day that he used in Baltimore opening day. That tells you what he thought of Mark Trumbo.
Well, 2 on. Orioles got 2 on in the first inning, and this is just the 2nd time where they've had 2 on base, and I think they want a little more time for the bullpen, so they are going to chat.
Garvin Alston, I mean, crawling, very slow walk. Chris Presley's had plenty of time to get up. Pretty succinct. Get him out. Get him out. The inning's over. Well, it is the moment. You know, you lost 4 in a row. This is the moment of truth for Odorizzi. As we mentioned, Chris Davis struck out his first time, made a great pitch inside corner to strike him out 3-2, and then hit a long fly ball to the warning track down the left field line. So you've seen him, you've seen what he's done, but you're going to win a game, which doesn't matter how much you're making is important. This is what the game's about. Davis needs to get a hit for the Orioles to maybe win, and Odorizzi needs to get him out.
There are 2 down, 1st and 2nd. Davis will take the pitch for a strike. Shift on, same way they played it the first time. Give him a lot of room between 1st and 2nd and into right field. See how far over out there in deep right Escobar is playing. 0-1. Davis threw heat up top. 0-2.
Well, we saw 1 pitch in 94. Most of them have been in 91, 92. That's 1 in 93. Look on Chris Davis is don't speed up the bat. Ideally, and we saw him strike him out the first time, it's up and in. And we'll see if they go there with 2 strikes. Had a couple of opportunities to take a shot there.
Odorizzi, no reason to throw a strike here. 0-2 delivery on the way, and then he does. 5 strikeouts for Odorizzi, and the Orioles will leave 2 more on base. It remains a 2-0 lead for the Twins.
good. Former teammate, Rizzi, exactly the same, striking guys out. So again, Orioles early chances. And then in the 5th inning, the only walk, and then Mitch Garber, who had already lined out. Machado making a great play, hits a 2-run home run. The only 2 runs. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
The Twins will bat here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Now out hitting, being out hit by the Orioles 5-4, but have the 2-0 lead. And Alex Cobb trying to hang in with only 88 pitches thrown, giving himself a chance to be a winner if the Orioles can collect a couple of runs themselves. Brian Dozier at the plate. Dozier 0 for 2 in the ball game. Ground ball, fly ball. And Dozier looking at a 1 for 9 lifetime against Cobb. Alex came in having surrendered the 4th most runs in the American League and the 5th most hits.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
maybe catchable. It's going to take a hit off the wall. Chance for the play at second base. Scope will turn. Dozier in, and he's safe, and he stays in the bag. Ball just tagged. Mancini had virtually no time to get back on it.
Well, high fastball hitter, and that's what he gets. He hammers it off the fence, and Trey makes a nice play right here. But Dozier play in front of him, knows where to slide. And again, you can see Scope maybe, 2 feet off on the throw. He goes to the other side of the bag and doesn't get himself hurt.
So a big leadoff double.
Yeah, I'm reaching back, so that's the great thing about running from first to second. I did that before we go to the DH, where you know where the throw's coming, so you can pick a spot on the bag to avoid the tag.
Now Escobar in at Beckham at third base, and the pitch taken for a ball. So Dozier gets a big leadoff double there in the 6th inning. Each team now with 5 hits on the board. Twins today have had only 1 chance with a runner in scoring position. They are 0 for 1, getting their runs on the Garver home run in the 5th after a leadoff walk to Kepler, who came in ahead of him. 1-0 delivery by Cobb, who popped up down the line. Long run, Trey Mancini. And that will be in the seats. Well, the Twins trying to peck away now after not getting anything through the first 4. Taking advantage of a leadoff walk in the 5th inning, and now we'll try and take advantage of a leadoff double here in the 6th. As we've said, that's how this team offensively wins ball games. They are an extra base hitting team. They rely on doubles, total bases, and some key hits with runners in scoring position.
I think Paul Molitor would like to have him hit a ball to the right side here, and
he does, and they can walk around on it. Way back and goodbye, home run. Big shot. Escobar, that's going to be good for 2, and a 4-0 Twins lead.
Well, Mighty Mouse got into that hanging curveball. Going to be a free agent. You talked about tradable guys. What's this hanger? Oh, so hittable, and he doesn't miss it. And again, he's looking for a ball to hit to the right side and belts it. So I like to swing hard. That certainly worked.
Boy, that was beyond the seats. Hit off that car that's up there as an advertisement. Now bunting down the line, nobody there. That's going to be a base hit. Logan Morrison, he saw Beckham at shortstop and said, I got this, and he's on with a single. Boy, that's the way to come back after a home run. Next batter up, they're kind of flat on their feet a little bit, still thinking about the homer. I'm going to get on.
Well, let's see. Roger McDowell's out there. Here comes Buck Showalter, and I don't know what this discussion is.
Well, Caleb Joseph saw something, and Caleb asked for somebody to come out. Maybe a blister. So the home run by Escobar is 14th of the year, 2 RBIs and a 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be it for Cobb. And you see him on that index finger. Looks like he's got a blister on there on the index finger, so he'll come up because of an injury. It is now 4-0 Twins.
Called Escobar, and then they end a fastball to Dozier for a double. Paul Fry, he comes in. Our Jiffy Lube pitching change. Regular oil changes at Jiffy Lube will help your vehicle's engine run longer, cleaner. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. Paul comes in and pitched on Friday night. Boy, did he do a nice job. 2 1/3 innings, 4 strikeouts. And Buck Showalter saying, hey, you know what? A well-situated fastball, 91, 92, and a slider that you can throw for strikes certainly worked, and it did.
Only 25 years old. One of the hopes for the future for the Orioles. You get guys up here, get them going this year, and have them available for a full season next year. You're hoping. But people like Fry, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, and they got him with international money. One of the first guy that because the Orioles do not, at least they haven't in the last couple of years or last year, delve into the international free agent market. So they traded money. He came over, and first of that ilk to get to the big leagues for the Orioles.
So Fry will work here with a runner on at first base, nobody out. Cobb leaves, responsible for that base runner, and it'll bring Grossman up. Grossman has a single, and he is grounded out. Paul Fry, 25, Triple-A Norfolk and Double-A Bowie this year, and now at the major league level. That's going to be ripped into left field for a base hit. Trey Mancini up, runner stops at second base, Morrison, and that's 4 consecutive hits for the Twins here in the 6th inning.
Now, Buck Showalter talking about it, he said you really want to have Grossman hitting left-handed. Well, against Fry, that's not the case. 23 pitches on Friday, so coming back, actually pitched over 2 innings, and they're all over that first fastball.
So now there are 2 on. All of a sudden, the Twins have 8 hits in the ball game. Half of them here in the 6th inning. The first 4 hitters. Kepler has done his damage already today. A base hit, a big walk in the 5th inning to lead it off. The only walk Cobb surrendered, and it turned into a part of a 2-run homer by Garver, who is on deck. So Kepler, 4-game hit streak now, and 5 hits, 12 at bats in the series. He will take the breaking ball inside.
Yeah, I mean, having one of those years, last year under 200 against lefties, this year 274 coming in with 5 of the 10 home runs he's hit. So he's really made an adjustment for a young hitter.
Fry Trying to hold this thing right where it is, give the Orioles a chance to get in it. That's going to be another base hit into left field. Mancini will hold the runner. Gets it in to the cutoff man, and the bases are loaded. Team that couldn't buy a hit through the first 4, all of a sudden, as they did in the ball game last night, come alive in the middle.
Well, you can see the Tar gets out over the plate, misses by about 18 inches, and Kepler 274. That number just went up. Good news, he hit it hard enough. We only load him up. They do hit the fastball with the best of them. And of course, they hang and break it ball.
So now the sacks are full. And here's Garver, already has 1 home run. He lined out hard to Manny Machado. Would have had at least 1 RBI if Machado hadn't made a great catch on him. Then came up, rectified that with a 2-run homer in the 5th inning. Now he's got him loaded. 9 hits for the Twins. Runners off every base, and the pitch will be taken for a strike.
We'll take a look. It's 3-2, so you got to throw a strike, and it up and in. He just hammers it, keeps it fair. 0-0 ball game. Turns into a 2-0 lead for the Twins at that point.
Garver's hitting .229 off lefties, .283 off righties. And a swing and a miss. He is a right-handed batter. He and Dozier are the 2 right-handers in this lineup.
Well, big pitch right here. You got a Cave, the left-hander, on deck. So try to make a pitch, pop up, count where you can try to strike him out. You know he's a good fastball hitter.
Twins 2 for 3. Runners in scoring position. Ground ball, Manny. Going to come to the plate and scoop. He didn't have the plate, and he knew it. He had to come off the plate with his foot to get to the baseball, and he was off when the runner scored.
Well, you're down by 4, so it's the right play, but only if it's a good throw. And it's not. It bounces. And yeah, here's what you're talking about. So he comes off just a little bit because of the short hop. And of course, they know. I mean, Morrison knows. Because he let it off with that bunt.
Orioles. We're going to take a look at it, but Buck Showalter says no. So a fielder's choice and an RBI. Garver's got 3 runs batted in this ball game. The bases remain loaded, and worse yet, there is still nobody out. And here's Cave. Jake Cave will take the pitch for a strike. The Twins adding runs. They've got 3 of them here in the 6th inning after 2 in the 5th. Cave against the lefties. Very few at bats. 2 for 9. A home run. He will punch that one to left. Trey Mancini will not have a play on it. And no force out anywhere either. So Cave gets a single. And an RBI. Grossman scores. And it's 6-0.
Well, off the fist, he gets a good jump, but we know Trey's not the speediest guy. Ball in front of him. If you don't think he can make it, certainly doesn't want to play it into a double, and doesn't. But they get their 6th run. So some line drives, and then Gary, you've been around the game a long time. On the throw by Machado, it's a bad throw. It should have been an out. Why is it only scored a fielder's choice? I mean, it still doesn't change the scoreboard because you don't have anybody out.
No.
But,
I agree with that. That's an error.
Yeah, I mean, it should be an error because
error on the throw.
Yeah,
because the pitcher suffers for getting a play that the pitcher wanted.
Right.
And that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, Ryan Meisinger going to get loose. And I'm not. No. It's not on Manny. It's just, hey, makes a good throw, he's out, and if you don't, he's not. So it's an error. I mean, if the same throw had been made to first base,
would have been an error.
Yep. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I agree. That's 7 up and 7 on for the Twins here in the 6th inning. There's still nobody out. They've got 10 hits in the ball game. Top of the order. Here is Polanco. Bases loaded. Polanco goes after high heat, perhaps a little anxious after standing over there watching all this offense take place. And for Paul Fry, a whole different scenario than what he had the other night against this Minnesota Twins team.
Well, that's certainly every time they get to see you, they look kind of a new guy, and they get
That'll go to first. Home again. No. Davis will take it to the bag. He looked, but a good jump by Kepler from third. So that will be an RBI for Polanco, and it is a 7-0 game.
Well, yeah, it's a good pitch because he jams him, and his heart's saying, hey, I need to go home, but a more prudent way because it would have been a tough play. And your secondary leads really come into play there. And if you don't get a good lead off the third, you are coming home, and you don't get that extra run.
So now second and third. Base runners are Garver and Cave. Ninth batter up in the inning, Rosario. He's gone 0 for 3 in the ball game. There are 2 down. Rosario 266 off lefties, but 325 off right-handers. Rosario will take the pitch for a strike. So the Twins unloading here again in the middle innings. Last night they got 3 runs, or yesterday 3 runs in the 5th and 2 in the 6th. In this game they've got 2 in the 5th and 5 in the 6th. And foul back.
Yeah, that was a 3-run home run swing on a slider that didn't get to the corner. Well, the one thing about Paul Fry, I mean, normally you get a lot of young pitchers experience-wise that aren't going to throw strikes when you're getting hit around or things are going your way, but I don't think he has any problem saying I still got to throw it over. And he is, and they're hit some balls hard, some soft.
0-2 delivery on the way. Rosario off the mask, taking the mask off of Caleb Joseph. So Escobar with 2 RBIs in the inning now is 52 on the year. Polanco just getting back into play, gets his 3rd RBI in his 7th game with the ball club. Garver picks up an RBI here in the inning. That's number 12 for him. 0-2 the count. Fry wants a K right here, and he'll get it. Put it down and away.
Now you can see Paul Fry. I mean, 94. So a couple balls early in this inning in the middle of the plate. This one not. I mean, perfect pitch, got ahead, did everything you want to do. Got the guy that he needed to get out in that case. Only got a lefty up.
So Meisinger is going to come into the ball game. He was ready to go. Fry will come out of there, and the Twins a 7-0 lead.
Fastball, slider, a little bit of a breaking ball. And the big leagues, obviously 89, not a whole lot of opportunities. You can see a lot of 89% fly ball. So not overpowering, needs to make his pitches. And signed back in 2015, Aberdeen, Delmarva, Frederick last year, Bowie, this year Bowie, and then Norfolk AAA affiliate.
So Meisinger will try and find the final out as the 9th man to hit in the inning. Dozier started this out with a leadoff double in the 6th inning. Runners at second and third, and the pitch will be taken outside for a ball. For Meisinger, the lefties at Norfolk hit 233. The righties just 176. It's kind of the other way around at Bowie, where the righties hit 333 and the left-handers hit 250. Breaking ball taken down low. Meisinger has appeared in 120 minor league games, 11-7, 20 saves, and a very good 2.37 ERA in the minors before the call-up by the Orioles. He started at Bowie, promoted to AAA in May 18. Base hit here blows the door open. I mean, they've done it already, but base hit here scores 2 more. Orioles down 7-zip.
And I'm sure he's worth of it. I mean, that's why, you know, Dozier fastball hitter. That's how he started this inning off. Blasted one off the wall. So you start them out with sliders. In big leagues, they don't swing at the borderline ones. At least some hitters don't.
Meisinger's pitch will be in there.
And again, that's probably where he tops out. 92, maybe another mile per hour. So you would think with first base open, this would be a breaking ball.
2 down, 3-1. Towering fly ball. Left field. Is there room? No, there isn't. Goodbye, home run. Dozier in the same inning gets a double and a 3-run homer, and it is 10-0.
Well, what a gift that was, a 3-1 fastball to as good a fastball hitter. I know he's having a bad year, but he's looking for it, and this is what he's done really the last 4 years for the Twins. You make a mistake, middle of the plate, hitters count. 34 times last year, 42 times the year before, 28-24. Home run guy, got a home run pitch, didn't miss it.
Dozier now has 3 home runs against the Orioles this year. And with the 3 RBIs he just picked up there, he has driven in 6 against the Orioles this season. That one hurt.
He also hit a 2-run home run.
Escobar down. So the 13th for Dozier, measured at 380 feet. And Dozier now has 38 RBIs. And that clears the bases. Cobb charged with 5 runs, 7 hits over 5+ innings. Fry would work only 2/3 of an inning. Charged with 4 runs. That ball is tagged, but it is going to be foul. Fans are up and hollering on everything, and why not after this inning?
Well, that was just a changeup. He yanked down and in, and that's kind of the sweet spot for most lefties.
So for Fry, his line in the ball game will be 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs, 3 hits, and 1 strikeout. 1 run charged to Meisinger. Dozier, the home run. Escobar has also had a home run this inning, number 14, 2 RBIs. This ground ball down to first is foul. 10 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the Twins. 0-5-0 for the Orioles. Twins off start at Cobb had 3 hits through the first 4 innings. Then the walk to Kepler in the 5th and the home run by Garver, and then Cobb had to leave apparently with a blister on the pitching index finger, and Fry and Meisinger are unable to hold the fort. The 1-2 delivery will be way outside. There's the Orioles have not been able to find the big hit. Twins certainly have. Wow. 4 for 8 now with runners in scoring position. Pitch will be taken inside, and that'll work to count 3-2.
Well, you made the point there. They're swinging the bat just like they did last season without Sano, without Buxton.
Come alive in the middle innings of the last 2 games. In the air to left. Mancini can't find it, now does, and puts it away. And that will do it in the inning. But 11 came to the plate. And with a couple of home runs, it's now a 10-0 Twins lead. No end to the fun you'll have at Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, great to have you with us Sunday afternoon here in Minneapolis, and the Twins are romping.
Oh, our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers for Jake Odorizzi. Well, he gets a lot of runs. It took a while, but he pitched great. You know, got in trouble. He struck out Chris Davis in a couple of clutch things. And so, again, I mean, a guy that's 3-6 and working on a 4-game losing streak. Looks like that's going to end. Pitch better than Alex Cobb, who that's pretty much what your job is. So, well, I always saw him on, Friday night, 90, a little bit of a cutter, came in, 1-2-3 inning. Better at 38, so he's been around.
So Williams will come on to play at second base. Dozier has come out of the ball game. I mean, he's done all he possibly can do.
Yeah, Willens Astudillo.
Willens Astudillo.
He can play all over. I mean, he's a catcher. He can play the infield. He's on in the outfield. Only been around for a couple of weeks.
And he can hit.
Yes. Apparently, he doesn't strike out a lot, nor walks.
And the pitch will be taken down low. So Belial on here in the 7th inning. Jonathan Scope at the plate, a base hit, 6-game hit streak now. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Right field. It's Kepler. You can enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Miguel Castro getting ready to throw. One down. Danny Valencia 0 for 2, 0 for 22. Belial's delivery to him is in there for a strike. So a 6th inning, 8 runs, 7 hits. 11 batters came to the plate. They were 2 home runs hit, 3-run shot Dozier, 2-run shot Escobar. Part of the onslaught in the inning.
And then the Garver home run.
Yeah,
we don't want to forget that one.
No, he gets his too.
Yeah, he turned the game around. Well, Jace Peterson came, big hit off of Rodney yesterday. You're going, why is he not playing? Well, Valencia, I asked you, 3 for 10, a couple of home runs off of Odorizzi, so he gets a start. But when you're 0 for, at least coming in at what, 0 for 21, you're not seeing the ball. He had a slider to hit one time, and he just popped it up.
Tough time right now for Danny, especially coming off the hot June that he had. 2-strike count on Valencia. Looking for his first hit in July. He's gone 0 for 12 this month. Matt Belisle's delivery and a ground ball to short. Polanco. Two down, 7th inning. Trey Mancini has grounded out and he has struck out. Trey with a couple of hits, 16 at bats against the Twins on the year. So the Twins pretty much on their way to a sweep, and they haven't had a lot of those. They've had one. Their only other series sweep was a 2-game sweep against the Cardinals back in early May. And the Orioles are looking at being swept for the 14th time. Pitch is taken for a strike. Belisle with a 10-0 lead. Throws strikes.
Yeah, so the Twins, Kansas City comes in, and then the Rays right behind them for the All-Star break, trying to make hay while they're playing well. Not that the Rays aren't, because they are.
Kansas City's not.
No.
Boy, they are the team that has kept the Orioles from being the worst. They have 25 wins, the Orioles 24. Little better win percentage. They've lost 8 in a row. Kansas City has the longest losing streak coming into today's play. Orioles have lost 5 in a row and 8 by KC. And they're losing again to the Red Sox 6-3 in the 7th. Again, it'll go to short. Polanco up. Trouble getting out of the glove, but plenty of time. Pretty easy inning for Belisle. 7th inning stretch time here in Minneapolis. Twins on top 10-zip. a pitcher. Dallas Keuchel in the American League at 55.8. The average over the majors, 44% ground balls. Most innings pitched per start. Trevor Bauer with Cleveland averaging 6.7. The MLB average 5.5. The average with 2 strikes. Wow, look at the numbers for Andrelton Simmons. He's hitting .347 with 2 strikes, and the major league average is .171. And the average when you're ahead in the count, that goes to J.D. Martinez. That's not an average. .558. I mean, the average is .347. That's huge, but he's even above that.
Well, that's why the Red Sox, as we look at Miguel Castro's second game, got the loss yesterday, got behind Wilson. Bobby Wilson hit the double down the line. And again, it wasn't about walks yesterday. It was about being wild in the strike zone and getting behind the hitters. Swinging his leg. They're trying to get him up. And you could see, I mean, he's so tall at 6'7". But again, he's only 23, and he's a fast learner. Rubber arm, fastball, slider, changeup pitcher.
And the delivery on the way will be a towering fly ball to left. Again, that Sun battling it. Mancini can't find it, but makes the catch anyway. Oh, what a comeback by Trey Mancini. Trying to find that fly ball. Joey Rickard, who just moved into center, taking Adam Jones' place, came over to try and help a little bit.
Well, that's a nice play. I mean, if you can't see it right there, I mean, trying to find it, I found it, and then, boy, stays with it. So nothing routine about the fly ball to left here this afternoon.
Trey's had a few of those. Beckham has moved to shortstop, by the way. That ball's going to be popped up. Caleb Joseph back. Finds it and will put it away. Grossman retired. Get the feeling this ball game is over. And there are 2 down. Peterson's come in. Jace Peterson will play third. Beckham goes to short. And Joey Rickard goes to center.
And you got a double header, so I mean, it would behoove Miguel Castro, and already he's been able to do that. Because what, yesterday through 16 pitches, got a doubleheader against the mighty Yankees, 3rd best offensive team in the American League, leading in home runs. Need him tomorrow.
Gave up 2 runs, 2 hits in that 1 inning he worked yesterday.
You
2
get
down,
add,
nobody on. Kepler up.
You get to add what, the 26th man for that doubleheader?
Yes.
I would assume is going to most likely be a pitcher now.
Yes, I would assume that. Yeah.
And we'll never know until
no, we won't.
Game time. Because it's a big secret.
Well, the official scorer has sided with us on the throw to the plate by Manny Machado that pulled Caleb Joseph off the plate. They have now called that an error. Error on Manny on the throw, the one that Morrison would score on, so there is no RBI on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a play that you make, and whether it's Manny or any other shortstop or infielder. I mean, it's like you said, it's a fielder's choice, but it's fielder's choice in and out if you make a good throw.
Yep. And that'll be whoa. That was just in time.
Yeah, no routine ground balls for Max Kepler, is there?
And then Scope had to hustle that over. 1, 2, 3 inning. We go to the 8th inning. How close this play was. 10-0 Twins. Spanish radio.
Oh, I tell you what. I mean, when I got to Thomasville, Georgia, and we had a guy named John Matias. John hit 405 in rookie league. I said, "Hey, congratulations on your batting title." I didn't believe I hit 409. So, and I'll tell you what, he could hit any pitch, anywhere. He was kind of like Clemente, where if you got him out with a curveball, they'd go, "Never do it again." Home runs, singles, bunts. He came to Baltimore in 1967. Must have been a rain out early in the year when he used to play each other a lot more than the Orioles play the Twins. 5-game series, went 15 for 21. You know, a 3 for 4, a couple of 2 for 4s, a 3 for 3 for 4s, and a 5 for 5 every inch of the ballpark. I go, "You remember that?" He goes, "Of course I remember."
Yes.
Even though I'm 80, I remember that series.
Tony around the ballpark all the time when either working or sometimes down on the field. And a great gentleman, too.
He's a very much like, in my mind, Don Mattingly, because Mattingly had the back problems. Tony would have some knee problems. You know, he got 1,900 hits. Mattingly got like 2,100 hits. They both really dominated their eras. They were that good. And both left-handed hitters. Both could pretty much hit any pitch you ever threw. And Taylor Rogers comes on to pitch for the Twins. You know, fastball, curveball, good arm.
Belial worked an inning and zeros across. Orioles batting here in the 8th. Caleb will go to second base. Caleb Joseph retired. He is out of there. We'll turn the order over. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Astrodillo making the play at second for the first out. Top of the order now Beckham. He is 0 for 3. Tim has gone 3 for 17 in the series. And the pitch will be in there for a strike. So the Orioles are going to go back home with a 6-game losing streak. And we'll take on the Yankees in a doubleheader beginning at 4 tomorrow. Second game a half hour later. Single admission. 2 for 1. That one he had to reach for, not deep. Who's going to get there? Shortstop. Nice play made by Polanco.
Well,
and we invite you to join us as the Orioles are back at Camden Yards with that doubleheader. We'll see who the starters are going to be. CC Sabathia will be on for the Yankees, but we don't know yet for the Orioles. Our coverage on Masson begins at 3:30 with Ozark Extra presented by Southwest. Game coverage will be at 4. All the access you need right here on Masson.
yeah, Sabathia having another really good year. He's kind of reinvented himself. 6 wins, 3 losses, about 3 runs a game.
Peterson is hitting in Jones' spot, first at bat. Adam had a 1 for 3 in the ball game. Orioles have stranded 5 on base. A couple on in the first inning with 2 down and they couldn't score, and then a couple on in the 6th inning with 2 down and did not score there, and those are the only chances that the Orioles have had in this game. Otherwise they have been shut down. Odorizzi, Belial, now Rogers. That'll go to second base. Estradillo ready, makes the throw, and that'll do it. So a 1-2-3 inning, bottom half of the 8th. Coming up, a 10-0 lead.
out of there. Would have scored at least one run. Maybe a double into the gap. Manny flags it down. Stays 0-0, and you never know that from the scoreboard.
No, such a tight game. Well pitched. Odorizzi, Cobb were throwing pitch for pitch. And then the 5th inning, 2 runs, and then that disastrous 6 for the Orioles, 8 runs on 7 hits. So Brad Brock.
Yep. Came in on Thursday night, gave up 3 hits and a couple of runs. The velocities come back. You got hurt on the changeup the other night. Kepler got a base hit, and but again, this is a guy that knows how to pitch. Early on, because of the Britton injury, was the Orioles closer, and Chance Sisco will do the catching here in the 8th inning.
And Brock's delivery will be outside. It's Garver at the plate. Had an RBI taken away from him in that 6th inning on his fielder's choice. That's how he reached, but the run scored on an error. So he didn't get the RBI out of it. And that'll be foul back.
Yeah, you can see he's a pretty good fastball hitter. That's what he hit 3-2 down the line off of Alex Cobb, and he airs it out.
3 home runs hit today by the Twins. 2 of them coming off Cobb. Meisinger giving up the other, which was the run he was charged with on Dozier. Brock's delivery away. Fry 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs, 3 hits, a strikeout. Meisinger 1/3 of an inning, a home run, a hit. Castro an inning, 0s, and now Brock. As Buck Showalter doesn't extend anybody. It just extends the number of pitchers being used, because as Jim said, when you got a doubleheader tomorrow, extra player or not.
Yeah, and that's why Brad wanted that 2-1 fastball. Thought he got the corner. There's McGill. We haven't seen him as of yet.
And he walked him. So a leadoff walk to start this inning. Last time that happened was the 5th to Kepler, and Garver delivered the home run. It's only the 2nd walk surrendered by the Oriole pitchers today. And here's Cave, RBI base hit. He has struck out, grounded out. Cave has had the big series against the Orioles. 5 RBIs, 6 for 13 at the plate, and some spectacular defensive plays.
Well, last year when we were here, it was another guy that doesn't have the kind of power, Zach Granite. He got called up.
That's going to go to Davis. 1, and no chance at first. Wisely held on to.
A nice play by Chris. Get the lead runner. I mean, not a whole lot here other than keeping the pitch down for Brad Brock.
So Brock gets the out. Runner remains. There is a runner at first base. Cave. Polanco. RBI on a ground ball in the 6th inning. He's picked up a single. Officially with a 1 for 4. They won't hold the runner.
No.
In a 10-0 ball game in the 8th inning.
And I don't.
And the runner won't be running.
I wouldn't think so.
Or somebody gets beamed. Simple as that.
Well, they'll get beamed. You just hit him
No,
in the
well,
elbow.
accidentally get hit in the elbow.
Maybe not even the elbow, because you got the protection on.
Yeah. Hip.
Yeah. Well, accidentally. I mean, I didn't hit, I think I hit like 38 guys in 4,000 innings, so I didn't really hit a lot of guys. But when you hit them, the lower extremities, it's always like it's accidental.
Almost.
I mean, yeah, plus, I've been told it hurts. I never got hit even though I played 65 through 72 before the DH. I got hit at Downey in the Little League on a curveball, because this guy had a really good curveball, so I turned around and switch hit, and he still hit me in the butt. So I go, that hurt when I was 10, so I never wanted to do it when I was a young adult playing in the big leagues.
Oh, 1-2 fouled off.
Nope. Dodgeball.
Nobody ever retaliated on you.
Well, I didn't hit.
You never.
I don't think anybody ever really thought I threw it at anybody. closest.
Good job.
The closest was UL Washington when my elbow hurt and I had like a 5-0 lead, and Rick Dempsey was catching, and you know he got old. He made a face on it. He missed a changeup, big swing, and you know made a face. And he used to always wear a toothpick.
That's right.
Right. So my elbow hurt enough where I was just kind of annoyed that, okay, I hung a changeup, you missed, it's not my fault. So it took me about 2 minutes to get the fastball up and in, and I didn't mean to, but I threw it really right at his, and he was a switch hitter, right at his right ear. And he went down, I mean, like they opened the trap door. And he comes up, and he still has a toothpick in his mouth.
I can't believe.
I couldn't believe that.
I mean, there is no one else in the history of baseball, I'm sure, who's ever done that. And that's why you wouldn't have a toothpick in your mouth when you're playing.
Well, I didn't mind that because, you know, he was one of the guys that came out of the Royal Academy. It's just when you almost hit a guy in the head, it was the closest I ever came to ever hitting anybody in 4,000. I couldn't even knock the toothpick out of his mouth. So that was a little annoying. But the next pitch, of course, you know, he half in, half out the box, and I threw it right down the middle. He took it because I think I almost hit him in the ear. And so the next day, of course, we used to play flip behind the cage in Kansas City on the turf, and John Mayberry said, Diamond, I know you never threw at anybody. Amos Otis said the same thing. I don't know. Ball got away from me. One of those. That's the closest, you know. So you just don't hit guys.
You got away with all that stuff. Beckham gets the out. We go to the ninth inning, 10-0 Twins. There's nothing to hide. That's transparency. Some of the folks departing our midst, and who could blame them? 10-0 lead, 10 runs, 11 hits for the Twins, blowing it open with an 8-run 6th inning. And the Twins will go to the pen one more time.
Yeah, Matt McGill, a minor league free agent. So he pitched with Cincinnati, played, actually pitched for the Dodgers. Came back, signed with the Dodgers, came up through their minor league organization. So coming into the year with 11 games, 6 starts at the major league level, and he's done a nice job. Hadn't pitched a lot, home runs up higher than you would like. And again, he's just coming in to get 3 outs and try to do it as efficiently as his ERA wants to be.
Joey Rickard will get his first at bat. Joey hitting in Manny Machado's spot. Manny had a 2-for-3 day. And Rickard gets first at bat of the ball game for him, coming on to play center. Trumbo and then Davis are due up. Joey pounds one to left. In the sun, where is it? Sario finds it. Wow.
Yep.
Bitter end on that one.
Yep. Well, there, high sky. And there you go. Made a great throw. What, on Friday night? Cut down Beckham at the plate. I mean, it would have been a tie ball game. Or actually, it was 3-1 at the time. Got him out of the inning and made that look pretty routine, didn't he?
Yep. Actually had that all the way. Here is Trumbo. Mark will take the pitch for a strike.
Yeah, so McGill 96, and then he drops off the hook. Yeah, I was talking to Eddie Rosario because I played winter ball in Puerto Rico, and I said, "Where's Guayama?" And he goes, "On the way to Ponce." So to get to Ponce from like San Juan, I played for a team right in there for Frank Robinson, and you got to go through the mountains and the windy roads and all that. And
I drove over there. They have great beaches.
Yeah, they really do on the other side.
Beautiful beach area. Yep. But it is the other side of the island and the hills. I can't believe on an island like Puerto Rico you would have mountains.
Oh no!
Size they are. And those poor people still struggling down the right field line and foul.
Certainly are. And
I think they ought to put all the grounds crews together. I mean, nobody else is getting the job done, so give it to people who get things done. Send the ground crews down Puerto Rico to clean everything up, put the electricity back on, take care of all the stuff that's got to be moved. Grounds crews know how to do it because they have to do it every day and they have to have it perfect and it has to be done. What do you think?
Well, and who's going to head that ground crew? Buck Showalter.
I'll go with him. And send Buck down to manage it.
Oh yeah, I mean.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. He'll
Things
look
will
at
be
it like
taken care of in a week.
Expansion team.
They have the best power system they ever had.
Yeah.
2 delivery on the way, and the pitch is taken down low.
I'm not suggesting, of course, that Buck leaves.
No.
After the game tonight.
No.
No, but.
Trumbo goes after a pitch down and away, tagged up.
Yeah, a couple of good curveballs. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard is. How do you get Mark Trumbo out? I mean, that's a good, tight curveball. I think you got it tracked, and it goes straight down.
So the last game with the Twins will go their way, and they will have their first 4-game sweep against the Orioles in Minneapolis in their history. And they will take the season series 6-1. Orioles will have a 6-game losing streak going back home. Odorizzi's going to win it 4-6. Cobb will take the loss 2-11.
Yeah, that's now what they were 10-3 coming in, I think. So they're now 11-3 of the last 14 games against the Orioles.
Yep. Davis hits one high and deep to right, and that is gone. Goodbye home run. So the Orioles will not be shut out as Chris Davis delivers the long ball with 2 down in the 9th inning to get the Orioles on the board. 10-1.
That ball hammered.
And our 4th drive of the game belongs to Chris Davis here in the 9th inning.
Well, take a look. I mean, he doesn't get it in, and then it becomes a lot more hittable. You can see all the movement with the hand. So, again, if the ball's in, it's just real hard to get the bat head to it out over the plate. Gives you a little more time.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Now, the Orioles have been shut out 8 times. Not going to add number 9 to it. 1-0 count, 2 down. Jonathan over the top. Base hit for him his first time up, is grounded out, flied out. Jonathan has a 6-game hit streak to take home. Orioles now with a run on 6 hits. Twins 10 runs on 11.
So I'll tell you, McGill doesn't get the pitch much, but so maybe the fastball's straight, but the breaking ball isn't. Well, they're all going to get on their feet here.
That'll be foul. Keep the at-bat alive. .380 feet on the home run by Chris. With 2 down here in the 9th inning. It's his 6th home run in this ballpark and his 11th lifetime against the Twins. Ground ball, foul again. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles have had 23 ball games where they have scored only 1 run or none. Could be adding to that list right here. That'll be fouled away. So Jonathan holds the count 2-2.
In this game, you talk, I mean, not a lot of opportunities, but when the game is close, it's actually easier to hit because it's easier to focus. Now, of course, once it gets to be 10-0, that changes a little bit.
And it did. The Orioles got 2 hits in the first inning, and then had only 2 hits from the second inning through the 8th. Davis adds the home run here in the 9th. One-two and another base hit into right field. So Scope is on. 2-hit ball game. 2 for 4 for Jonathan. So the Orioles keep it going here with 2 down.
Now we're kind of seeing the .293 batting average approach. Again, hits to right, driving the ball to left. A couple of home runs early in this series. I mean, it's just stay inside it.
It'll be Jonathan's 16th multi-hit game. 14th in which he has had 2 hits. Well, Danny would like to end this day with a base hit. Just go home without the 0 for 23 right now. Seven hits in the ball game for the Orioles. The 0-1 delivery on the way to him. In the air to center. Cave is there, and the ball game is over. So a run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Home run. Davis does get the Orioles on the board, but the Twins come away with a 10-1 victory and a 4-game sweep here in Minneapolis. We will be back to wrap this one up and send the Orioles home for the doubleheader tomorrow.